Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to lawsplaining the interwebs. I am your host. Oh, I apologize. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota, the fakest, most not real lawyer law firm you've ever heard of. I don't exist. I probably never passed the bar. If I did pass the bar, I can't possibly pass a bar. If I can pass a bar and manage to make it to court, I've probably never been there. It doesn't matter. Never been anywhere. Never done anything in my life. Just broadcasting here from deep in my mom's basement. How are you guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to talk about the stuff we've got to talk about tonight. Because the train doesn't stop on these people, does it? It doesn't stop at all. So we are going to discuss a couple topics. We're going to discuss a couple topics. And the first one is right in front of you right now. It's right in front of you right now. And that is, we have broken $100,000 raised for Vic Mignogna's defense. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. It is a huge, huge sign of support. It is a massive blow to Vic's accusers. They honestly have no idea what to do with this. They don't know. From the get-go, it has been miscalculation after miscalculation, after misstep, after misstep. They have fumbled at every yard line. It's embarrassing how badly they predicted this would, how bad they were at predicting this outcome. They never saw it coming. They never saw any of you guys coming. Apparently, they never saw me coming. And they certainly didn't see Percy Tyrone Beard, also known as Primarch Tiberius Beard III, coming. And thank you, of course, for joining me for that stream last night. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed meeting Mr. Beard. My time spent with Mr. Beard has been nothing but wonderful and positive. And I hope there's more Ty Beard for you guys in the future. I do think that we can probably make some of that happen. I don't know about on this case or not. We will see. We will see. But certainly there are other interesting things that he could guest on some of my other shows and comment on some other topics. That said, if you liked meeting Ty Beard yesterday, you've got to tune in tomorrow to meet the Amazons, because I will be interviewing the 3 Amazons of Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes tomorrow, same time, 11 p.m. Central. I'm working on a different format for super chats that will be more interactive with my guest. Pray for that, because I'm trying to incorporate that better. I don't like having a bunch of questions miss the guests. So I am working on a better format for that to make sure we get those questions to the guests. So that said, tune in tomorrow. The Amazons will be here. They will be on camera. They will be interesting to talk to. And remember, there are unfortunate elements out in the Twitterverse that have suggested that I am terrified of strong women who don't be quiet, or whatever weird thing they came up with. If I were them, I would be terrified of these strong women who have no reason to be quiet and a lot of reason to speak up. So we will be talking to and meeting the Amazons tomorrow. Tune in for that. Let's hit a couple of these chats real quick, and then we're going to talk about what is next for the GoFundMe, and then we're going to move into Todd Haberkorn and Jesse Pridemore, and then we're going to go through and discuss some of the narratives that are floating about. I can only compare them to drowning, the drowning narrative, where they just can't stop flailing the arms and splashing around because they don't know what to do. And it's great. Oh my gosh, Jamie Markey is a gold mine of comedy, and she doesn't even realize it. They're so out of their element. They never expected this. Oh, one thing before we get into full-on slam dunk competition, we will talk about something that's been asked of me over and over, and I've talked about it a little bit before. People are wondering, what could Funimation have done? What can Funimation do? What's going on? I think yesterday may have been a reality check for people at Funimation, because I think even they were in denial about the reality of the situation, the confidence of Beard and Associates. And I think yesterday may have been a wake-up call, because a little mouse somewhere out there gave me a hint that maybe Funimation was watching yesterday. That maybe some important people at Funimation were watching yesterday. And it would be a real shame if Funimation blew their opportunity to resolve this in the smartest way and delved into stupidity. That would be a really unfortunate thing for Funimation. I don't think that they realize what's going on. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, okay, let's hit a couple of these chats. Mythos Irving, before the stream, congrats on reaching $100,000 for Vic. We love you, Vic. Ron Soye and the rest better bend over because they are about to visit Ram Ranch in legal fees. The line must be drawn here. This far, no further. Stand with Vic and Todd, you two. Fear the beard. All right. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, Mythos. That was beautiful, buddy. Beautiful. As a fellow ranter, I rate that very high. Monday Matt says, hey, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to Jarbo the Hutt and watch his Honest Matt show. The best place for some brutal Honest Matt. Definitely do that. Scary things are scary. Here are the spoils from the soy chest I found in the Rial cavern system below Funimation. Please don't smite me for my offerings, my leader. By the way, does Todd have a GoFundMe? No, not yet. We're going to talk about that in a little bit when I get more into the GoFundMe for Vic. Mike Walters. Nick, I just DM'd you a little while ago about a Facebook post. Did you have a chance to read it? And do you think you will look into it? Oh, we're going to do a deep dive into Jesse Pridemore's Facebook. I hope she's ready for it, because we're going to do a deep dive into it. My good name is being besmirched on Jesse Pridemore's Facebook. I will not abide the besmirching, and we will unsmirch be my name as we go through Jesse Pridemore's Facebook posts. So that will be fun. That's coming. Actually, let me do something real quick. I have a feeling about this. We're gonna go ahead and that's a little preview for you of what's coming. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and, just in case someone gets any good ideas, we're gonna go ahead and make this one dummy proof, so to speak. So apologize for the delay there. All right. This couldn't be funnier to me. I can't. I apologize for routinely laughing, but the autistic screeching, and that's not a slight to actual sufferers of autism or people. Not suffering's the wrong term. People dealing with, in whatever way that they do, autism. That's just the internet slang term for what's going on. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, a couple more. Kyle says, Dad's here. Mundane Matt says, Daddy, no! Facebook, we're coming. Amtank says, Nick, I sent you a message on Facebook to your page about Amarillo. Insert joke about Facebook hiding messages from people not on your friends list. No, I've seen it. I just saw it a few minutes ago. I will respond to you in kind. Your offer is very, very kind, and I may be taking you up on it. So we'll talk. I'll talk to you on Facebook about that. Jay Moore says, time to work on that tree law. Ciro says, I hope they don't deplatform and try and stop us. I can guarantee you these people have been trying to deplatform me. They've been trying to intimidate me. They've been trying to intimidate the bearded man, Ty Beard himself. They've been trying. I can only imagine the amount of emails that GoFundMe has received about the horrific false campaign to support harassment or whatever. I know they've been trying to take it down. They've been failing. So we'll see. And I hope they continue to fail. Kyle says, Marky won't stop on Twitter. It's so sad. It's sad, but it is riotously funny how bad these people are on their feet. Okay, let me analogize. Don't analogize. Analogize what's been going on here. These people are used to an avalanche. Avalanche is probably wrong. They're used to being a glacier. How's that? A glacier is a much better metaphor for what they are. They're used to being a glacier. It's a massive, unstoppable, slow-moving force that will just pound through and obliterate everything in the path. There's nothing that you can do to stop the glacier from moving. It's just going to move. The problem that they've got is they miscalculated by being a glacier, because this is Twitter, and if you've got people to stand up and fight, you don't have to stop the glacier, because they're not actually a glacier. They only think they are. Instead, you make them respond in real time. You challenge their assertions, you challenge their knowledge, and you challenge their very perception of the reality that's coming for them, and they don't know what to do. And it's so funny, they can't react in real time. They break. The processing breaks because they're running on algorithmic scripts. They are consummate NPCs, and they can't deal with a change in input. And if we keep this up, and I don't mean that anyone needs to contact these people at all. Do not bother them. Don't harass them. Don't do anything to them. They cannot adapt to what's going on because they're still 4 weeks ago. They're still at the point where they're immune to everything and everything is pretend. They have no idea that reality is coming, and it's in the shape of a Greyhound bus with a drunk driver behind the wheel, and it's about to steamroll them into the dirt. They have no idea. They still think this is all fake. They think that Vic is going to criminal court, for God's sakes. They are so far beyond reality that they can't respond in real time because reality doesn't exist. Okay, let's see. 3 more chats, and then we're going to hit the GoFundMe, and then there's more and more and more. The End says, hello, fake lawyer. Can you go Super Saiyan with your speech again? Go get them. I think we're going to have some spicy rants in this one. I think so. I haven't even started drinking yet. I don't know if I'm even going to need it tonight. We'll see. But I am ready to lay down some truth. Lego Freak says, my apologies for my long name, but congrats on going over 100K. But I do hope that Vic and Ty get the ball rolling on this situation. I also have a sneaking suspicion that some of these people on the Kick Vic movement will get a default judgment. I think they might. That's a very real possibility. Default judgments ruin lives. Okay, 2 more. Zimzam says, hey, Nick, I was curious if you saw what Yunko Productions on Twitter was saying about you on Twitter. He basically pulled the race card. I saw Yonkao. I saw that guy. Isn't that Japanese face? I saw him days and days ago. I haven't seen anything recently. I don't know who he is or care much about him. But, you know, last week or whatever, when he first started talking about me, I did talk to him a little bit. You know, all in good fun. Jesse Trevino says they thought they could get away with this. What they have seemed to have forgotten is that Lady Justice is blind and she don't play games. I stand with Vic. Lady Justice is Zatoichi. She's blind but brutal. Blind but brutal. Okay, GoFundMe. What is next for the GoFundMe? I will be updating the GoFundMe either tonight or tomorrow, acknowledging the wonderful receipt of funds. Let me make sure everybody is very clear about this. We have no idea what the end price tag will be on Vic's legal strategy. 1, we don't know the full extent of the legal strategy. Even Vic's lawyers can't know the full extent because discovery will be critically important to who all is on the list, who might get taken off the list. It really depends on what happens in discovery, okay? So, with that said, we don't know the full extent of how much it will cost. What I stated in the GoFundMe is that any funds in excess of legal fees will go to the Salvation Army Battered Women's Shelter, right? In Dallas County. Or Denton County. I don't remember which one. Whatever's on the GoFundMe, that's what will happen. Okay? There's a very real possibility that the fees in a case like this can exceed $100,000. $100,000 was picked for a couple reasons. Symbolic. Getting that 6 figures is massive and crippling to the opponents. So the psychological aspect of the 6 figures was a choice. 2, it's very, very expensive and in all likelihood could be more than 100. 3, it was a great rallying cry. Now, I need to confirm with everybody, but the general consensus I'm getting from people is keep donating if it's within your ability. That's all I'm going to say on that. If it's within your ability, keep donating. If it's not within your ability, don't. Please do not put yourself in financial turmoil to donate to this campaign. Ever. I would never ask that. Vic would be heartbroken if he found out people were going into debt to help him. That's not the goal. That is not the goal. We appreciate it so much, but please don't do that. Now, if you guys want to help push this thing well beyond $100,000, you will have my eternal gratitude, Vic's eternal gratitude, and our full endorsement of that. But again, only within your means, please. But the GoFundMe will stay up. It will stay active. I might update the goal. I might not. That's kind of not entirely my call. I need to confer with a few more people and work that out. But in any case, the update will be coming to the GoFundMe. That said, people have asked me over and over. What we're doing, if anything, for Todd Haberkorn on a GoFundMe. That information will come out in the next day or two. Okay? We need to get if we're going to do a GoFundMe for Todd Haberkorn, a lot of people have asked, I have to be very, very clear. At this point, it does not look like Todd Haberkorn needs anywhere near $100,000 for his suit. So, if we're doing a GoFundMe for Todd, it will be the appropriate amount. I will have to confer with some people and determine an appropriate amount for it. We don't want people to, get like donation fatigue, but a lot of people have asked me about that GoFundMe. So I will be discussing that with appropriate people. As you know, as was announced on this stream yesterday, Ty Beard and his crew are representing Todd Haberkorn. So the legal work is starting on that already. And pain trains are coming. Pain trains are coming. So a GoFundMe for Todd would be absolutely legitimate. It's just working it out logistically and making sure that everybody's on the same page. It would be going to the same place, of course. That's just the way it would go. So I will be making announcements about that over the next couple days. I am going to delve more and more. We're going to do a cursory delve into Haberkorn versus Pridemore tonight. I need to do a lot more research on that case to make some more commentary about it, to talk about the cause of action. That is coming. And I am hoping to bring you more and more exclusive legal information about that case as it develops. So that is the GoFundMe. That is also the discussion around Todd Haberkorn's GoFundMe, which does not exist to my knowledge at this point. If you are looking to support Todd Haberkorn, and you've thought maybe you could create a GoFundMe or something like that, I would ask you to please contact me before you do so that we coordinate our efforts and don't divide up the community or anything like that, okay? We don't want people like throwing around fake or real or whatever. That doesn't need to happen. You guys have been a stellar community for helping us organize Vic's campaign and for making sure that the appropriate campaign was the one that people were going to and getting to, and the imposters were shut down. Thank you so much for that. We want to make sure if we're doing something for Todd that it's the same thing. Okay? There. That is where we are on GoFundMe. Let's what do we got here? I'll put this up. I'm not going to sign this petition. This is funny. I do not I don't encourage or endorse this. I do not actually believe in going after people's jobs or income. Enough people try and do it to me that I don't want people to go through that, even if I think they're wrong in every way. This, though, is just funny. And we're going to talk a little bit more about it as we get on in the show. But there is now a change.org petition to drop Jamie Markey from Anime North. This isn't going to happen, by the way. Anime North's social media. Hey, Anime North, your social media guy is calling me a racist, and I take umbrage with that. Your social media guy, Anime North, is besmirching my name falsely. Think real hard about that. Think real hard, Anime North, about me, a lawyer and litigator, with the full access to the legal system at basically zero cost. Think about the fact that I have a team of litigators down in Texas who are very good friends of mine who might be interested in helping me out. Maybe you want to rein in your social media guy with the whole he's a racist talk, okay? Maybe you want to do that, Anime North. Because I have no problem. I have zero problem burning your legal team to the ground if you try to impugn my professional reputation as a business, trying to interfere with my business through one of your agents. So I will come out and say, Anime North, I would expect a full retraction from your social media person. I would hate to have to send a letter and make my claim formal. And I think you would hate to receive that letter. I've never even talked about your stupid convention. Not once. I know nothing about it, but your guys out there calling me a racist. And I only have a feeling that his comments will escalate because that's the way that guy's side of the aisle has been progressing so far. So be very, very careful, Anime North. All right? Anyway, again, I do not endorse or condone this petition. I don't like going after people's jobs. I don't actually believe in that. I just found this funny. This is funny. So, we'll talk about what led up to it, of course, in a little bit. We'll talk about what led up to it in a little bit. I'm going to just, I'll just leave it up while we read a few more super chats here. All right. Let's see. Ariel Wolf. Woohoo! My fave YouTube fake and drunk lawyer. Thank you so much. Shiro Nyako said, could Mars Girl take her hate commenters to court? I don't know. It would really depend on what they said to her. Andrew War Snowboard says 24-hour stream when? Waiting for Ruth Bader Ginsburg to die? Well, I mean, yes to that one. I'm curious as to when that will happen. But no, that is not, we're not coordinating the 24-hour stream with Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. We're just coordinating it to a point where I have time to do it. Hopefully very, very, very soon. Also, the Warhammer 40k stream is coming. Tanj says, can explain if the Vic proceedings will be open to the public. Also, any updates on the Def Dist case. The Vic proceedings will be most likely open to the public. It's very, very hard to get a gag order on court proceedings unless there's like a juvenile involved or something like that. The overwhelming presumption is that they will be public. So that does not mean they will be broadcast. Courts hate cameras, but people can go. They can sit there peacefully and quietly without making a ruckus. They can take notes with legal pads. I assume there will be some witnesses to any cases. All right, next. Ghost of Nick's beard. I'm slowly growing back. If only I could grow faster, but Nick is lacking testosterone. How dare you? Oh, and the Weebs wanted a merger of Broly and Tai. The obvious answer is Trolly. Kuroskar says, very excited for tonight's stream. By the way, it's pronounced Kuruskar. Oh, Kuruskar. Kuruskar. Keep bringing us the hot news, man. Grats on the GoFundMe. Thank you so much. Mythos Irving says, good. Get your stuff together, Nick. I will do that. Mega Vigoroth. I was glad to hear Vic introduce Todd to Tai. I was worried this whole situation had ruined their friendship. Riot says, just like some Glenlivet Nadura and liking it. Thanks for the recommendation. Keep bring to light these people's craziness all day. Literally all day when I do my 24-hour stream. Marty Lund says, Sisters of Battle have come to purge the e-thoughts. Yep. Ire Ice 36, your last video with the beard was history in the making. By the way, what's your favorite drink? Mine is Jameson. I really like Lagavulin 16, even though I really hate Diageo, the company that markets it. So Flames of Fate 7 says, how do you feel about Legal Eagle and why? Legal Eagle, listen, he has more subs than me, and that's a shame. That's a shame. I'm not a huge fan of his opinions. I find his content a little vanilla for my taste. I know why a lot of people like it, and it's fine. It's fine. Mostly, I don't like Legal Eagle as a meme. However, I do disagree a little bit with how his channel is presented, because it kind of looks like his channel is an advertisement for his How to Succeed in Law School course, and it's not very clear that it is. And so it's a weird place for me. I just don't like that personally. But he might be a great guy, great attorney. I don't know him at all. I don't have any personal problems with him, but I will fight him to the death. Intimidator 0108. Nick, dude, your speech last night left chills running down my spine and had me get really fired up before I went to bed. Sorry to keep you awake. Next is Siren Jag. Nick didn't even pass the bar. He drove into it with his car. Everyone yelled, Norm! Okay, we'll do 5 more, and then we'll move on a little bit here. Cerno says, reality check. Very good. Zoda Soda says, hey, Nick, did you see the clip of Vic talking about potential for false allegations against famous people on Twitter in 2016? I have seen that clip. It's very interestingly prophetic, right? Hascrack says, Rooster Teeth uses Slack for internal communication and it keeps track of all communication. Could this come up in Discovery? Yes, absolutely. Mythos Irving says, wait, are you saying one of the snakes turned on the rest? Shocker. I'm not saying anything to the sort, but that's certainly possible. And finally, Ron Elm 2000 says, thank you for responding to me on Twitter 2 hours ago. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you. Okay, next. Let's talk about Todd Haberkorn versus Jesse Pridemore. I need let's see. I'm trying to pull up something with the here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh dear God, there's ads everywhere. So many ads. Okay. All right. Ah! No, stop it. So many ads. Okay, here we go. Boomer hour on this, of course. So in a Facebook post, where this is where Jesse Pridemore likes to say a lot of things, apparently, is on a Facebook post. Oh my goodness, go away. There are ads all over the place here. Here we go. A voice actor I'm not willing to name because I can't be alone when I do this. He's too powerful in the community. That I really admired and thought was cute was flirting with me. Used my divorce as an in. Him and another man kept feeding me drinks. How do you feed someone drinks? Did they freeze it? I'm not sure how that worked. Despite another voice actor kicking him in the leg to stop, he kept going. He inviting me up to his room to see his Japanese candy collection. I blacked out. I woke up half off his bed and undressed just from the waist down. I couldn't even see whose room I was in. I gathered my stuff and left, horrified. After talking to a couple people, I pieced together what had happened that night. I was too young to understand what consent was in that situation and thought that he was truly interested in me. I'd give more detail, but it would give his identity. So I went to the next convention he did. He spent the entire weekend treating me like garbage. When I finally opened up to my ex-husband about what had happened, he told me I was raped. Even then, I didn't want to admit it. Over the years, I found there was more girls that it happened to. He started telling people I was obsessed with him and just mad he didn't want to date me. There we go. Let's see. So here's Haberkorn's post. So this buddy of mine, Adam Sheehan, and I met up with his friend of his that he mentioned. We all hit it off, and like adults often do at a party, we had drinks. The woman at the time was 24. I was 27. We were both adults who could vote, who could buy guns, who could enlist in the armed forces and be trained on how to kill people. And we certainly could decide if we wanted to drink alcohol or not. We both chose to have drinks, as is very common when grown-ups go out for an evening of partying. This woman I had just met expressed how much of a brother Adam was to her, and I heard stories of how they met and their interactions. In turn, I shared my experiences with Adam. We all bonded over talking, laughter, and drinks. The conversation and hanging went on. They were apparently doing hangings, which is not good. Not good. Not a good look in 2018 or 2019. The conversation and hanging went on into the wee hours of the night. The attractive girl I had met and myself continued the flirting that had been going on between us for the majority of the evening. The flirting led back to my hotel room where we engaged in consensual adult intimacy. Sex. Due to the very late hour of the night, around 5 to 6 a.m., because the sun was coming up, the long convention day and drinks, both she and I passed out for some sleep. Sunday was another convention day, and we both had appointments to keep. So as much as it hurt to go without some good sleep, we had to get up and get to it. We left the hotel room together. She went her way, and I went mine. All right. All right. Here we have, in fact, Haberkorn goes the extra mile to post screen captures from a private chat that he and Pridemore had after their encounter at the hotel, where the two talk about the messy divorces they were coming out of. Pridemore mentions that she was 25 grand in debt, 90% medical, and 10% stupid decisions. In the leaked conversation, it's actually Pridemore that continues to pursue Haberkorn writing. Now, of course, this is not the full conversation, so I'm taking it in the context with the article for the purpose of this stream. I said a deeper dive on this, but we'll do that. Might be late, but can we finish this conversation over the phone? Just seems like a better idea. I'm not sure what it is you've done in your life to make you feel this way, but I really don't think it's something you should continue to beat yourself up about. Kids make stupid decisions, especially without proper guidance. Adam told me you were a good guy, and I value his opinion greatly. He would have never hooked me up with someone he thought otherwise about. He treats me like his little sister. He's kicked Henry and Curtis in the balls for making me cry. She also mentions that she's broken. I'm as broken as they come. I don't expect you to pick up the pieces. I really want to be towed with right now. Being 24 with a list of medical problems and barren doesn't really make you the top of the prize pile. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Let's get something out of the way right now. I never named him. I can't be sued for defamation because I have never named him. Listen, Toots, here's the problem. You don't have to name someone to make a defamatory statement. All you have to do is make a statement that could identify the person with some degree of certainty. They just have to be identifiable from the statement. Here's your problem. Todd, which this one doesn't matter so much. Todd, it doesn't matter if he knew who you were talking about. It really does matter that Adam knew exactly who you were talking about. Adam knew who you were talking about, which means that when you say that this voice actor that I will not name, but Adam clearly knows who it is because he's aware of the whole situation and was there for a good chunk of it, you've now told Adam that Todd Haberkorn raped you. Because Adam would know beyond any doubt exactly who you're talking about. Can you be sued for telling Adam that Todd Haberkorn raped you? Yes. Unless he raped you, you can be sued. And not only can you be sued, but you will lose devastatingly unless you can prove that he actually raped you. You can't do this. If you were raped, why didn't you go to the cops? I know it's so rude and evil to suggest that people engage in the law enforcement system because for some reason, they will take people saying, why didn't you go to the cops, as evidence that they shouldn't go to the cops because of the shame. No, we desperately want you to go to the cops if you were raped. Oh my God. We all want rapists put away, behind bars, gone from society, because we have sisters, daughters, mothers, grandmothers for the real weird ones. We have all of that, and we want rapists gone. How on earth can you say, they told me to go to the cops, they must not want me to come forward? No, we definitely want you to come forward, you idiot. We definitely want you to go to the cops and follow the process that is there and designed to put people who rape people in prison. Oh my God, do it, do it, do it. But you didn't, did you? You didn't. Instead, you thought you could backhand slander someone. Libel, I guess, because you wrote it. But I'm guessing you told other people about it too. But here's the thing. The moment that you made him identifiable to a third party, and that's Adam, defamation, you're done. The case is embarrassingly bad for you. Embarrassingly bad. Right now, it's your word that you blacked out and he raped you after that. And I mean, just imagine sitting on the stand and them saying, now, when did he start raping you? I don't know. I blacked out. So you don't remember? Well, what part of the night do you remember? What part of the night do you remember? Where does your memory end? How much did you have to drink that night? That's your side of the story. His side of the story is, we engaged in consensual sex. After we engaged in consensual sex, we carried on a conversation via direct messages. Oh my God, sweetie, you are in a world of hurt. You can't just ruin people's lives and careers. You can't do it. You can't. It stops. It stops. And you're stirring up the wrong hornet's nest. Hornet's nest? Can't even talk. I can't even talk. So angry about this stuff. You just... Anyway, so let's dispel that notion straight away. Can Todd Haberkorn prevail in a lawsuit against Jesse Pridemore for alleging that he raped her on a particular date? Of course he can sue her. Can he prevail? Very possible. You can never say with certainty what will happen. Very possible. I would not want to be in whatever e-thought boots she's wearing right now. I wouldn't want to be that person. I would not ever want to have falsely accused someone of rape. Or maybe I'll say it more neutrally. Since those of you, not you, but since there are those out there who complain that I'm not neutral, as if I have any obligation to be neutral to any of you wonderful, wonderful people out there accusing other people of sexual assault and rape without evidence, okay? As if I have any duty of neutrality to you. Oh my God. But let me say it more neutrally. Let's not say you're falsely accusing him of rape. Let's say you're accusing him of a rape that you have no ability to prove. You don't even have evidence of it because you didn't go to the police. The one place that could have collected that evidence. The one place that could have heard your story. Oh, I heard years later that it was rape. Well, years later, were you remembering it correctly? Were you remembering your blackout drunk session correctly years later? Or were you remembering it incorrectly because you were blackout drunk, it's years later, and you already admitted he treated you like garbage, which means you probably don't like him? I don't know how any lawyer could start making a case against you because I'm a fake attorney, right? But I have some pretty good ideas of exactly how the arguments would go. And good luck. Because now you know that Ty Beard is coming. Now you know Ty Beard is coming. So, best wishes. I hope you lawyer up. I've been telling all of you on that side of the aisle to lawyer up this entire time. I'm giving you so much free advice. I've told you what the likely strategy of your opponent is. I told you that they had a lawyer long before you would have ever believed it. I told you lawsuits were coming. I told you to shut your mouth on Twitter. None of you listened. I gave you hundreds of dollars of free legal advice. Not one of you listened. Are you going to listen yet? No, you're not, are you? You're just going to continue to not lawyer up. You're going to continue to spray your ridiculous defamatory claims on Twitter and on Facebook, and you're just going to la your way right into the courtroom and right into a judgment. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Let's do a couple more chats, and then let's get rid of that article. Then we're going to go right into Jesse Pridemore, okay? Oh. Okay, here we go. Torag 55. Oh, wait a minute. I need to do something real quick. Someone has asked me to talk about a project. There's a project that I believe has, a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo attached to it. The project involves Vic Mignogna and maybe Todd. Just a second. Let me pull it up. I'll get you all the juicy details. Here we go. Let's do this. This is an Indiegogo. This is an Indiegogo that is open. Let's see. Who do we got? Oh, look at this. Look at this ragtag group of talent that's associated with this Indiegogo. I'll bring up this part first. Here we go. Here is the Indiegogo. It is for Prince Adventures. Prince Adventures. The voice talent so far: Vic Mignogna, Todd Haberkorn, and Wendy Powell. And of course, if you have not seen it, Wendy Powell, there are pictures of Vic Mignogna pulling Wendy Powell's hair at a panel and giving her a kiss on the cheek, all in good fun. I believe it's from Wendy's Instagram or Facebook or something like that. But so that's very interesting because it looks very similar, not the same, to the story of Jesse Pridemore has that story. Jamie Markey has that story. Monica Rial. Apparently Vic just runs around grabbing broads by the hair and yanking them around. That's what he does. Right? That's what he does. All in vicious, with vicious sexual energy attached. Oh, Tyrone Magnus is also on there apparently. Not familiar with who he is, but there you go. But yeah, okay. So I mentioned this. Let's talk about this real quick. This is Prince Adventures on Indiegogo. Fantasy. Who is it? Who sent me this? Fantasy Soft Entertainment reached out to me and asked if I would mention this on the show. Since I am promoting the GoFundMe for Vic, I might be creating a GoFundMe for Todd Haberkorn, and I'm at least related to these cases and do want to see these guys able to get work in the industry. I am going to suggest people check out this Indiegogo which just launched I mean, it just launched like earlier today. Check it out. If it's something you're interested in, consider backing it, because this company, in the face of these accusations, in the face of the nonsense, has stood by Vic Mignogna and Todd Haberkorn. So it's my opinion that you should consider backing people who are, people who are backing these guys and sticking by them. So that's what I got. Yeah, furries, I know. But, like I said, it might be specific to a specific audience. I don't know anything about it. However, there you go. That's that. So I've done my duty. Fantasy Soft very politely asked if I would consider mentioning this, and I said, of course, I would do so because they're supporting Vic and Todd. So there you go. Check it out on your own time. That's all. I haven't really looked at it too much, but check it out. And if it's something you are considering, then put your money there. If it's not, don't. Win. All right. I gotta read. Oh, look, there's the picture. There it is. Watch out. The picture will ruin your life. The picture will harm those around you. It will send people into traumas and tizzies. Okay, let's do some more of these chats. Torag55. The beard will devour them. If you know what I'm referencing, congrats. You're as old as I am. The beard will devour them. No, I don't know off the top of my head. I must not be as old as you. Mike Walter says, my DM was on Twitter and it was not about JP. Okay. I believe you. Let's see. What do we got next? We've got Kyo Himura says, hey Nick, I have a case. If you like to talk about it, if you want to talk to me about a case, either DM me or email me and I will get to you as soon as possible. Quantum Video says, thanks for responding to my GoFundMe question. You're welcome. Redfield 70, are all these liars are about to get victimized? There you go. Oh no. Seth says, one does not simply stop exterminatus. No, there is no stop to that train. Lord Darcia, I would hate to stand in the way of the legendary Super Saiyan. I stand with Vic, legendary lawsuit. Mega Vigoroth, now that Mars Girls podcast comments have been exposed, she claims deep regrets and that she's changed. Oh, they've always changed, right? Once they get exposed. They're very sorry. They're very deeply regretful. Please, I've been building up a trust of social justice for so long. If you'll only forgive me. If you'll only forgive me for jokes I definitely meant back then when I said them, but I definitely don't mean them now that you've found out. Please just forgive me with all of the credit I built up. Funny how she refuses to give Vic a chance to change from being a serial hugger. Yeah, and Vic should only hug Captain Crunch. Caleb Cooney says, get wrecked funny. Yes. Oh, we are going to talk about, you know what? Let me drop this and put this back on screen because I do want to talk about Funimation. Before we get into, before we get into the slam dunk competition, I'm going to talk a little bit about Funimation and a little bit about the path forward for all these people. Not just Funimation. Rooster Teeth, Marky, you could still be redeemed. Monica Rial, you too. Ron Boytoye, you could be redeemed as well. All of you still have a chance. It's amazing how the legal process works when you are dealing with professionals. And you are. I know you don't believe it, but you are. And I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. Anon42 says, top 10 anime team beatdowns. Amazon Prime and the Amazons versus the Twitter Brigade, Mars Girl, Monica, and Ron Rial, aided by Jesse Pridemore and the cosplayers. And Amazon Prime delivers. Train Hardnett says, I can only catch the first hour live due to heading out on a business trip. We'll catch the rest after work. Blasted 8-hour time zone difference. Sorry, buddy. The one says, is it true that Mark Wade cried when he got served his papers? Can you talk about that? I can't confirm if that's true or not, that is a rumor I have heard that he did cry. And I have some interesting and varied sources on the Mark Wade case. So, I don't know if he actually did, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Sevic says, can a settlement include one party firing and or not doing business with conditions with a third party in the future who is not a part of that suit? I mean, in theory, a settlement can include anything. Sure. Ear Juice says, cough, cough. No, Ralph Guntgas back on YouTube. Cerno says, they are a glacier, but a glacier being picked apart by billions of people chipping away at them all at once. That's good. That's good. Storm Knight MD says, leave them alone and watch. Never interrupt an enemy while they are making mistake after mistake. Nintendo Luigi says, no more games, Funimation, if you're watching. Stop being silly gooses and rehire Vic and license Manu Hikinchu, dang it. Hope of Men, the Emperor protects. Google grade legal knowledge does not. Tenza Hiruma says, glory to Vic. Reek says, subs for the subscribes. Building Orcs for Gork and Mork. Larry says hi from Grand Prix 2. Hey, hi Larry. Thank you for that. I hope you guys are enjoying Grand Prix 2. Switchpoint says, can I get a shout out? Trying to grow, also roast me. You can get a shout out. Keep trying to grow. I don't have any way to roast you. So there, I wouldn't even roast you, Switchpoint. Jay Bozlinski says, thanks for this high-class entertainment while I'm working the overnight, Nick. You're a good man. Keep trouncing all the Twitter lawyers. Thank you. Blaine20 says, hashtag poopface lawyer. Moron tried to say it means drunk. Oh, yeah. That's pretty funny. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We are. Mithran Emrys says, the true reeing will occur when the 20-day clock starts ticking and they still believe Sony will protect them. Guys, if Sony's lawyer hasn't already called you and said, yes, we're defending you, if they haven't said those magic words, if they have not said, we are defending you, then they're probably not going to. They're probably not going to at this point. Okay? Let's just be real here. If Sony's lawyers have called you and asked for statements and asked for you to turn over like emails or direct messages or something, they're not representing you. They're representing Funimation or Sony. They're not your lawyer. They're the corporation's lawyer. So if they have not said, we are engaged in representing you, you are our client, then you're not their client. And anything you've said to them probably isn't for your benefit. So I hope you haven't been talking to Sony and Funimation's lawyers without having your own legal counsel present, unless you are darn sure that they're defending you. Oh, Finn Frog says, the pull girls still think court is going to burn Vic. We're going to go through pull. We are. That's happening tonight. And still think Vic would be better off staying quiet because of all the piles of evidence. And again, the most tight-lipped group of people on the planet. As you know, the people with all of the evidence, the Jamie Markeys, the Monica Rials, the Jesse Pridemores, the Samantha Inu Hearts, the Pretty Little Liars group, the Kaylin Saucedos, everybody with all the inside knowledge of all of the mountains of evidence that they know, the Ron Soyers, the Shane Holmbergs, everybody who knows, they've been so remarkably good at shutting their mouths to date that they're all in cahoots to pull a Matlock-style gotcha in the courtroom and dump their evidence all over the table and put Vic away in an Indonesian prison for 35 years. That's that group of people. That group of people has been so remarkably tight-lipped that they have not spilled the mountains of evidence against Vic at this point. That's their theory. That's what they want to tell you. Oh, I believe it. I 100% believe that Ron Kickelman Soye would be able to hold in his inside knowledge of all the piles of evidence. Here we go. 5 more. Torag55 says, oh, wait. How did I miss this? Didn't you send that earlier? Says, the beard will devour them. If you know the reference, congrats. But seriously, oh yeah, this is new. But seriously, those idiots that defame Vic Mignogna need to be punished. I agree. Inedible Trout says, where do Chaos Space Marines shop for groceries? Trader Joe's. Claris Knox says, what does a default judgment entail? A default judgment occurs when you are served. The paperwork is followed within the rules of civil procedure for what jurisdiction you're in. It's different in federal court and state court, and it could be different by different jurisdictions within state and federal courts as well. But so long as you serve the other party properly and you file the paperwork with the court properly, and they fail to respond within their, typically it's a 20-day window to respond. If they don't respond with an answer, then you can get a default judgment. A default judgment says you win and they lose because they didn't fight it. So it's a way for the court to expedite cases and not burn resources on judgments that people aren't pursuing a defense of. So once you have a default judgment, you can enforce that judgment in the same way as if you didn't have a default judgment. There are some ways out of it, like if they could prove that they didn't receive the documents or something weird happened, like maybe they were in a hospital in a coma, so they couldn't respond. That's different. That's different. Okay. So that hopefully answers your question. Valhalla4413 says, guys, it's Yonkuk, not Yonku. Oh, rude. Matt Thompson with a big super chat. Thank you very much. Says, as a wise band once said, Chelsea Grin, make it burn. There you go. Mega Vigoroth says, Pridemore hasn't even reached half her goal. Gonna be rough. Gonna be rough. Valhalla4413 says, why Howard when it's Haberkorn? Did I say Howard? I don't know. Mythos Irving says, read Super Berries, Nick, or you make Donga sad. Need Super Berries to wrestle, and in-ring Donga, not B-word. Strange Skull says, my mom sued Pepsi for wrongful death in 1990, and the firm's cost was over $300,000. Yes, it can cost a fortune to run these cases. It really can. Moist John says, don't let them refer to the faces of people of color as covered in feces. Racist and disgusting. That's you, Jamie Markey. That's you. Very, very unpleasant language from Jamie Markey today. Mythos Irving says, don't futch with the law, SJWs, or the law will futch you. According to James says, I hear there's an opening for social media management at Anime North. King KDI says, Anime North, Exterminatus is deemed worthy. Cerno, they just screwed up. Anime North messed with the wrong lawyer. Social justice warriors will learn the real world soon. Victor E. Bell says, that call out to Anime North was the most boss thing I've ever seen. Hakojo says, finally caught you live. Thanks for your coverage of this issue and for all your hard work. Proud to have helped the GoFundMe reach its goal. Thank you so much for that. Mark Cole, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Mark Cole, I'm personally past the point of forgiveness or mercy for anyone on the other side. I want vengeance more than justice. I don't even care if the anime dub industry survives at this point. Burn it all. All Might 89 says, Jesus Christ, I have nothing to do with Anime North and even I got scared. Mundane Matt says, if you say his name 3 times in front of a mirror, Mundane Matt shall appear behind you to offer you some soy. Caleb Cooney says, I'm starting my 40K adventure with 15 hours. Any recommendations on what my next read should be? Also, prayers for victory for Vic and Todd. I stand firmly by the Eisenhorn trilogy, the Beast saga. I'll also say the Ultramarines Omnibus is very good. The Tales of Uriel Ventress is awesome. Awesome book. Very good. Okay. That said, now let's talk about Funimation. Let's talk about Funimation and all these voice actors. Yes, Vic Mignogna has lawyered up, as you know, because he was on this show last night. Okay, real talk. Funimation. Funimation, you know you can avoid the disaster that's coming. The disaster is here, Funimation. Look at this. Look at this. In the past week and a half, this topic on this show has been some of the top nighttime YouTube live streams. Thank you all so much for that, by the way. Has been in the top. When Vic's lawyer came on yesterday, we had almost 10,000 live viewers. At 11 to 2 in the morning, we had almost 10,000 live viewers. People care about this, and your PR on this is an abject disaster. Now look, everyone can understand what happened. You had a bunch of shrieking voice actors who you know you don't care about as much as you like to pretend that you're caring about them. You know you don't. They're independent contractors. They're putting your corporation and your money at risk. You listen to them because it seemed like you should. We get that. You're a corporation. It's 2019. You were about to have a bunch of bad press. You thought a bunch of bad press because one of your voice actors started getting accused by his coworkers of doing some crazy things. It makes perfect sense for you to have thought about how this would go and have thought, you know what? We should probably sever ties with Vic Mignogna. Everyone understands that. What happened next, you didn't predict. You didn't predict that Vic's fans would stand with him. You didn't predict that the social media narrative would go away from Vic is an assaulter to Vic was ruined by a bunch of shrieking harpies. You never could have guessed that to happen. We get it. We know. Most of us didn't think that was going to happen either. If you go back and watch the initial commentary on this, most of us figured it was just another successful brigade. He was going to get run into the dirt on Twitter. He was never going to be able to show his face again because that's how it's gone over and over. We all missed it. It's not your fault for missing it. But read the writing on the wall. Look at your subscription numbers. Look at where the fan support is. Look at where social media is going. The people accusing Vic Mignogna are getting ratioed into oblivion. Their tweets, these are people with 20, 40,000 followers. Their tweets are getting less interaction than Twitter accounts with 200 and 300 followers. No one is on their side. No one is on your side. It's okay. We get it. Again, we were all fooled too. We're not special. You made the call that seemed like it was, you made the baseball call, right? You went with the statistics. You looked at the history. You said, this could be bad for business. We need to cut this. But what you found out was there were some unknown variables in there, like your staff who participated apparently in an investigation coming out and lying in public days later. Just days later. Like your staff running racist tirades all over Twitter just today. Like your staff being shown to have maybe some interesting connections with other people that might look kind of like civil conspiracy and might even bring culpability to your executive branch, your executive group, your officers of your corporation, right? Especially if they were in on some of those emails or participated in them. I know you have voice actors who do have hiring and firing decisions making disparaging remarks about both Vic and Todd. I know you know that. And I know you know exactly which director I'm talking about, who's made private messages talking about how Vic is guilty of everything he did. I know you know who is responsible for that. And that person has hiring and firing authority from what I hear. That makes him a vice principal under Texas law. That brings Funimation into the conspiracy. If there is one. If there is one. So here's the thing, Funimation. Rooster Teeth, you're not immune either. But right now I'm talking to Funimation. You know how to resolve this. You know the only smart way to resolve this. You know, you pick up a phone, you call Mr. Beard, and you say, what do we need to do? We got wrapped up. We got wrapped up in the moment. We regret that decision. The smart business move is to figure out how to resolve this and move forward. You know that's the right way to do this because you do run a business. Now, I'm not going to say the voice actors know what's going on because they've shown to be largely incompetent at literally everything they do. But you guys run a corporation that was bought by Sony. You know the way to get around this is simply to settle. You know that. That's the way out. That's how you get past what you're facing. And let me just suggest, if you're going to rely on some, like, maybe, I don't know, right? I don't know what Funimation has. I know what your public statements are, and I know those public statements are terrifyingly bad to have made, for you to have made those. I know it's terrifyingly bad for you to have made those public statements about Vic Mignogna in his termination. You had no obligation to even mention the termination. Yet you chose to, and then you chose to say there was an investigation, and then you chose to strongly imply that any reasonable person looking at it would infer that he was guilty of some sort of sexual assault or harassment. If you can't back that up, if it looks like your internal investigation came up inconclusive, and it looks like maybe you didn't do a second internal investigation, but you just said following an investigation to give yourself the credibility to fire him, but is actually following the screeching of our other voice actors. If that's what happened, you're in for a world of hurt on this lawsuit. And if you think, because I've talked about anti-slap, there are other pretrial motions that could happen. If you are relying on a pretrial motion for your defense, I mean, I can't imagine a single legal team on earth other than the lawyers for Mark Wade. Good luck. And the lawyers for, oh my gosh, it's like a plague, actually. It's like a plague. The lawyers for Fantastic Matt Fantastic in the quartering case. You guys are all relying, it seems like, on a pretrial motion, like an anti-slap, the TCPA, a motion to dismiss, a jurisdictional motion. It seems like you're relying on that as your sole line of defense because you think you can win there. That is the longest and dumbest gamble I can think of. If your only defense is pretrial, my God, I hope you come to your senses. I hope that's not what you're thinking. Because, I mean, that would be mind-blowing. if you can't back up your statements. And remember, backing up those statements is going to rely on people who lied in public about the situation days later. Their credibility is going to be ripped to shreds. Do you want your credibility ripped to shreds? Or do you want to join the person in ripping their credibility to shreds? I don't know. You know there's a way out of it. You do. You know that's there. It's what any smart attorney would be considering very strongly right now. But who am I, right? Who am I? Just a guy on YouTube. Just a guy on YouTube. Next, let's talk about those voice actors. Same speech. All you have to do is get your lawyer, you all say you have him now, to call Vic's lawyer. Do you really think he wants to pound you into dirt? You know Vic really probably doesn't want to do much of any of this. Some of you have reached out to Vic. Ron, right? Like, you reached out to him. You said that on social media. You said, I called him, he didn't call me back. Whatever. Like a jilted girlfriend, you were mad that he didn't call you back. So then you went on to continue your defamatory rants. Okay, I got it. Here's the thing, though. You were considering finding a way out of this. Nothing's been filed to my knowledge. Have you been served papers yet? You know the identity of the opposition's lawyer. Just call them. Just call them. Get your lawyer to call them. That'd be better, probably. But oh my goodness, why would you want to do this? I know it's fun puffery to sit on social media and say, we relish the lawsuit. Well, one, it's not going to be a we relishing the lawsuit, Ron. It's going to be you getting a lawsuit and Monica getting a lawsuit. That's two different people. You're not married. We discussed this. You guys can solve this problem. Settlement is the way out of pretty much all of civil litigation. Judges love settlements. Lawyers love settlements. Clients sometimes love settlements. You know the way to do it. It's silly to go on. But, if you go on, I will sit here and laugh every single day. And every single day, whether I'm covering it or not, I will chuckle and laugh at how bad of a decision you've made. But that's, that's the way out. It's not complicated. It's not secret. It's the way out of all civil litigation. And if you had an attorney, you'd know that. Just saying. Okay. Next. Akojo. Let's do some more chats here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm past that. Okay. Valhalla 4413. Funimation. We should be bankrupt. Storm Knight MD says, old 40k rogue trader player here. I still have my marine jet bikes. The rant last night was watching the 7th seal break. Thank you very much. Sakaki Onsai says, so while I was getting a new vehicle, I must have missed a lot. Anime North gone crazy. Marky gets bent. Are we looking at convention heads as well? I don't know. I mean, convention heads might be on it, but it depends on each individual convention. Keck7Go says, why do courts hate cameras? Imagine all the money they could do for spicy court TV. I know. I keep telling them. Tonka Tona says, take down Anime North and change it to Rekieta Con. That's pretty funny. OV Cat says, they should have been more careful. We all know Broly's power is maximum. Mr. Joshua 93 says, in these people's minds, they're the hero in their own story. Correct. That is very true. Midnight Jazz. Nick is one of those guys that is a total chill dude on the regular, but is absolutely terrifying when he talks about possibly litigating against someone. I get the shivers and tingles. The Coke Master says, I've reported you for murder and arson. Amazing. Cerno says, ads might give you cyber AIDS. Pharaoh says, username pronounced like Pharaoh. Adam Sheehan said Todd wasn't friends with Vic. Well then. Well, you don't have to be friends to give a good reference. I don't know if they're friends or not. Mythos Irving says, oh, of course you can't speak of the hypothetical mole/snake. I was speaking metaphorically, of course. Rin, what are your thoughts of Funimation announcing the releasing of the Dragon Ball Z remaster box after letting Vic go? I mean, I don't have any thoughts about that. They've probably been planning the Z remaster for a while. I think they've said their piece on Vic, and unless they explicitly mentioned him, I don't think there's any reason to draw inferences there. Keck7Go says, wait, you had divorced but did not know what consent is? What? Well, there you go. Kyle says 1 for thought audit. Oh, I think you guys did that earlier. I saw a lot of 1s. SM Score X89 says, Be sure to check out Adam Sheehan's account of the Pridemore Haberkorn incident. It's on his Twitter, January 31st, 2019 tweet. I probably will for the dedicated Haberkorn video. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these. The True Brain says, great to see that you're verified for Brave payments, Nick. Send him a Brave tip, Brave browser users. Yes, I am verified for Brave payments. That is a real thing. The SSB candidates says, as a Mexican, can I hire you to sue my workplace for both damages to my intellectual property and wrongful accusations which can be proven wrong? It depends on what state you're in. But any of those types of questions, email me or DM me. Blue Core says, old enough to get married and divorced, old enough to drink, too young to know what consent is, listen and believe. I think we've got like 2 more. Mythos Irving says, Vic hugs equals wouldn't even R8PEU, Nick. There you go. Richie Gonzalez, this is the last one for now. You should invite one of the bozos, Marky Pridemore Mars Girl, to the stream. It'd be entertaining. There is no way on earth they would come on this stream. No way on earth would they come on this stream. But that would be fun. I would love to have them. They are definitely invited. If you're watching, you're invited. Just DM me. Just DM me. I'll be civil. I'll be nice. Okay. Let's do this. Before we move on to Jesse Pridemore, I want to do this. Can you guys read this? I hope you can read this. This is a series of slides from Pretty Ugly Little Liars. After we go through these slides, I'm going to go straight into the thread. We're going to talk about some legal talk going on Pretty Ugly Little Liars. We're going to get an assessment of their legal acumen. Here we go. Mars Girl. She's a debutante. I just think it should be known. This is in response to the news of Ty Beard's announcement that the announcement that Ty Beard of Beard and Harris was representing Vic Mignogna. I just think it should be known that the areas of practice the law firm is known for includes asset protection, business law, corporate compliance, criminal law, employment law, entertainment law, estate planning, family law, immigration, intellectual property, medical malpractice, personal injury law, private equity and financing, and property law. They aren't really litigation heavy hitters. Wait a minute. They do criminal, personal injury, employment, entertainment, family law. All of those are litigation heavy. They're litigation heavy areas. What are you talking about? What on earth are you talking about? That's not to say he won't be suing, but from an outsider's perspective, it looks like this is going some other direction, possibly. Well, there you go. I guess that's what you want to hang your hat on. Next. Let's see here. Whoops. I didn't capture who said this. It's not important. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it too, because if he was suing, he'd only need 1 lawyer, not 3. Unless he did some really illegal federal stuff for him to warrant 3 lawyers, but highly doubt that. To be honest, it looks like he's suing for something else not related to any of this, and not for defamation like how others are claiming, but that's just how I'm looking at it. Oh, that's from Fairy Duster. Wrong! What do you mean only need 1 lawyer? Well, yeah, I mean, you only ever need 1 lawyer, but you can sure use a lot more. What are you talking about? Where do these people come from? Where? Hold on. Where? Come on. Where's my... Oh, there we go. Back to the slides. Here we go. Next. This one's good. So apparently Rekieta can't spell my name right. I mean, it's only like all over the place right now. It's on every single like link. It's on my channel. It's right in front of me right now. is in trouble with the bar ethics committee for his GoFundMe. Nope. Nope. Or he has just been referred. I mean, maybe I have. They haven't talked to me about it. Waiting on the person who told me for links and images. If the person who told me doesn't provide, I'll retract this. Hey, password is password. Did you ever get those links and images? I bet not. I bet you didn't. Did you retract it yet? You retract it yet? Oh my goodness. Of course, I can tell you very candidly that the Minnesota Licensing Authority, which is the Supreme Court of Minnesota, has not. And of course, has not reached out to me about the GoFundMe, nor has the Minnesota Professional Responsibility Board reached out for me for anything I've done in regards to Vic Mignogna. I've only been reached out to one time by them in the past, and that was from a very, very drunk Michigan lawyer, and he got BTFO'd pretty hard. Actually, I live streamed it. You can go watch it. I don't remember the video title, but you can go watch as the Professional Responsibility Board already dealt with the same stupid nonsense that they're claiming now. Huh. These sweet little cupcakes. When you get those links, post them. Archive them first. Because Nick is still pumping the GoFundMe, so he must not be in too much hot water. Well, no kidding. No kidding, I must not be. And then NJ4K. This guy is so smart. So smart. He says, so Vic relies on his mommy, a GoFundMe, a YouTube kid, I might even be older than this weirdo, with limited law experience. Limited law experience? I've got infinitely more law experience than you dork. This guy claims to have been a United Kingdom magistrate, which has zero legal training involved. Turns out that's probably a lie too, but you know, I'll let him have it. I don't really care. And a 4-year-old account with one tweet. It's a 1-year-old account. It was created in 2018. Giuliani and Trump vibes are starting to buzz. Okay. All right. How's that working out for you? The Nick Lawyer. That's my new favorite name, is The Nick Lawyer. Also posted him and the lawyer having a drink together. I get no professional vibes from this at all. Well, we wouldn't want you to get too many vibes, sweetie. You might enjoy it. This is going to be a gong show for sure. Yeah, that wasn't a professional setting. That wasn't a professional. That was very, very casual. We were at the same event, not in a professional capacity. So there you go. Good job. Good job on that one. The legal acumen from these people, the situational awareness is shockingly good. Wow, that's very unprofessional of that lawyer. Vic's chances of winning this case is like the chances of seeing snow in LA. Non-existent for the most part, lol. Oh, wait a minute. It went through this one, right? Oh, wait, no, here we go. And Vic allowing a GoFundMe lawyer who got caught. I was caught doing blackface. Was I caught doing blackface? How did you catch me? It was so long ago. Some of the people on Pretty Ugly Little Liars were literally in cribs when that would have happened. And is likely pocketing a portion of this crowdfunding money for himself, help represent him in a so-called legal case. Isn't a cluster F of an unprofessional mess? Please. Sweet cheeks, I am pocketing zero of the crowdfunding money. I am not hired to represent him in a legal case, as has been stated over and over. I'm not Vic's attorney. Wouldn't be Vic's attorney. If Vic tried to hire me, I would say, I'm sorry, Vic, I'm not the right guy for this. You need someone else. Because I'm not an idiot. All right. Also, refer to the above drinking video. It was a picture. Yeah, Vic and his lawyers are handling this real professionally. Okay, keep thinking it. It'll be true eventually. This one is one of my favorites. Here we go. In regards of the whole lawyer thing, I'll say my piece because I actually do work in the legal field. Uh-oh, it's the Reddit credentials coming forward. Disclaimer, I'm not inclined to give legal advice as I'm not allowed to due to my position as a paralegal. Only lawyers have that privilege. So please don't consider this post as such. Oh, don't worry, Snookums. No one is under any illusion that this is legal advice. This opinion is coming from my personal experience in the field as well as being taught in school. Get your money back. Get your money back. As a paralegal, I can confirm that both paralegals and lawyers aren't supposed to do something like announcing prospects of a legal battle in public. Will someone call the Covington Kids attorney and disbar that guy for announcing his plans to sue the Washington Post in public? Someone call every attorney ever who's ever announced a lawsuit in advance. Someone call them all. They're all going to be disbarred tomorrow. Be it IRL or in social media. It is unprofessional. Nope. A breach of ethics. Wrong. And as consequences due to classified information. Guys, this is someone in the legal field. Classified information is a term of art. It refers to government secured information. Like just your average information is not classified, it's privileged. So this person is saying that this has government secured information being there for all to see, and it renders attorney-client privilege as null and void. One of the hardest things to do in the legal system is render attorney-client privilege null and void. Wrong, terrible, absolutely terrible. Can you believe this? You see this? These people, they're awful. Granted, court cases do end up becoming public record, but that's only after the cases have been settled in court. No. Pacer exists. I pull documents off of Pacer all the time. How are you like this? How did you fail so hard in your paralegal night classes or whatever you took? This will also complicate the case later when it escalates to court, and it will be difficult for Vic's side as a result. Essentially shooting themselves in the foot. Nope. Pretty sure if this guy is an actual lawyer, he can get slammed for malpractice and get disbarred. Whew, you still pretty sure about that one? And if he turns out not to be one, I'm sure that's grounds for fraud. Well, the only smart thing she said all day, yes, if someone holds themselves out as a lawyer and takes your money, that is grounds for fraud if they're not actually an attorney. So they got one thing right. Also, yes, I would like to chime in that many law firms, including attorneys who are in solo practice, do have online presences. But no way in the nine hells would any legitimate professional law firm instigate their opponent into a fight like this. Oh, it only happens literally constantly. Next, this is a response to that. So much this. I have an uncle who is a judge, and I know from him that this is true. I have no idea what is wrong with this lawyer, but he and Vic can go be a happy couple in the hell cesspool they've created. I actually can't wait for them to go to court. Me either. The lawyer will get in trouble just as much as Vic. It will be justice served. Oh, that could be true. Next. Either Nick is a retired lawyer. I'm retired. Guys, at 37. Oh, I've made it. I've made it to being retired. Who's still trying to practice law. You're always trying to practice law. That's why they call it practice. Or took the bar, passed, but never became a legit practicing lawyer, but is calling himself one. Now, if you took the bar and passed, you wouldn't be like, you are a legit practicing lawyer. Even if you pass the bar, get admitted. You have to get admitted after passing the bar, I guess. You pass the bar and get admitted, you're legit practicing, even if you take no cases. Of course, I've taken several cases. litigated many cases, criminal and civil, you know, but is calling himself one. Yeah, Vic looks like he effed up with all of this. He sure did. He sure did. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Pretty Ugly Little Liars. If you're watching, honestly, can't someone report him to the law firm he associates with to get him to stop? Please, please look my number up on Google. I mean, look my employer's number up on Google. Rekieta Law is my law firm. Please don't do this. Don't call my boss. Don't call my boss, please. I don't want my boss to find out what I'm doing. Please don't call the Rekieta law firm and ask them to silence me. That would be the worst. I know he's trying to help out Vic, but effing hell, inserting himself into someone else's cases and harassing those involved isn't helping anyone. Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. Please don't tell my employer. That would be really awful for me. Next. So here, I highlighted this one. Ah, gosh, getting itchy. Sorry. I highlighted this one because look at that. Downvotes. Downvoted. -3. Here's what they said. No, he's often talked about previous cases on his shows. If you could be bothered, you could actually look many of them up. As far as I'm aware, he hasn't actually had a loss in court before. The no public decisions on record is not in reference to his cases. It's in reference to disciplinary actions, meaning that he has never had sanctions or anything brought against him. He has a totally clean record. True. All of that is true. Downvoted. Can't have that dissent. Can't have reality coming into that one. Let's see. What do we got? Whoa. This is a two-parter. This is what? No, I want to go to this one. This is the same thing in two parts. It's like a song in two parts. I think you could be onto something. For one, on his Facebook page, he doesn't have a physical address for his office. I work from home. Not that there's anything wrong with that, as my fiance, being a solo practice attorney himself, does work from home most of the time. Oh, that's nice. Congratulations. However, the difference here is my fiance has rented out a space for a law office if clients need to meet up with him to discuss about their cases and want to keep things confidential. Well, la-di-da. A la if they choose not to meet in a public place like a restaurant. Oh, it's almost like I have places to meet confidentially with people. Okay, next. Secondly, Nick doesn't have his own website. No, I don't. I've been working on it for like a year. I just don't need one that badly. Or something like Yelp or Avo for clients to give their feedback about his law practice. I think you could actually give feedback about me on Avo. I'm pretty sure that's not in my control. And Yelp. And on Google. I mean, that's all there. A lot of lawyers and law firms have one of the three, or a combo, or all of the above, in order to gain an online presence. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Pumpkin? My online presence is bigger than most other law firms in the country, and I don't even have a website. My online presence is probably in the top 10% of law firms in the country, and I'm a solo practitioner practicing out of the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, and I don't even have a website. Oh, please, so more clients can go to them for business. Oh my goodness. Please tell me how to run my business. Please tell me how to attract clients. Oh, the fact that he doesn't have any of that is concerning. It's not concerning to me. It's not concerning at all. And lastly, Nick is relying on social media as his income. I wouldn't say I'm relying on it, but I'm enjoying it very, very much. His YouTube channel has 41,000 subscribers. Now we're over 43. We're pushing 44 if we haven't beaten it. And he earns nearly $700 per month on Patreon. Listen here, Pumpkin. $700 a month doesn't even pay groceries for 5 children. So I'm not relying on it, but I am very appreciative of all of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to you guys, by the way. Here we have, they had some screenshots that I didn't put in here because they're really boring. But here's the second part of their post. This idiot, if you're not providing legal advice, then stay out of other people's cases. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Lawyers comment on other cases constantly. Constantly. Guys like Ken White comment on other cases all the time. Guys like Mark Zaid. Guys like Randazza. Guys like, what's his name? The bad one. Avenatti. They all comment. Every news station has staff attorneys that comment on cases that they're not involved in. What are you talking about? The other lawyer, the one who blabbed on Twitter instead of, I don't know, shutting up and actually serving papers, will get slammed on the grounds of professional misconduct. Nope. You adding to this mess will definitely stain your reputation as a lawyer, especially when you have no testimonies of your own law practice. I have lots of testimonies of my own law practice, you dummy. You just are too incapable of doing anything to find them. I love it. What do we got next? Is that the, no, I think there's one more, right? Is there one more? Hold on, let's see. No, that's it. That's it. Okay. So there is that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I've got a little bit more to go through there. We've got more time. We've got more time. Let's do a couple more chats here. Let's see. Okay. Punk Panther. Nick slurs his words when he doesn't drink. Dread Clown says, please stop sending your thoughts and prayers. Nick is growing too strong. Tanj says, you didn't say if there were any, defense distributed case updates. Yes, I apologize for not answering that question. There are case updates. The defense distributed case is really, really complicated and kind of in a limbo. The Texas defense distributed case was dismissed. They found that they could not have personal jurisdiction over the attorney generals of other states. So we're just stuck with the Washington one. And I will see about updating that. It's weird and messy right now because the government is trying to go ahead and pass the rule update. And the courts are still saying, well, I mean, even if they pass the rule update, it doesn't change the fact that they didn't pass the rule update. So we have to see how that works out. It's a mess. Man Rekieta says, sup Nick, just wanted you to know that I'm a black guy that fully supports everything you're doing. Oh, thank you. Beware. Sent a bunch of evidence on Twitter at Nitty So Gritty, I love that. Told Jamie not to speak on us. Thanks for everything. Well, thank you for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Quacky Boy says, Nick, please. The knife won't go any deeper. Oh, it can always go deeper. Rocket Insano says, don't be silly. The internet isn't real. Valhalla 4413 says, I want to be a fly on the wall in the courtroom in both trials. Well, go down to Texas and just be a person in the bench. Intimidator 0108 says, as Martin Lawrence's character in the Bad Boys movies would say, stuff just got real. That's the TV version. Synac8 says, is it weird that she couldn't remember who rented the hotel room or what she did in it, but remembers his friends kicking him in the foot? Oh, I mean, there's lots of problems with someone who's too drunk to remember, saying they remember years later. Finfrog says, someone transcribed your rant last night. The poll people have it posted in their Vic thread. Oh, good. We're going to get to it. Michael Prevo says, there is no cure for utter stupidity, Nick. To quote a man, don't argue with idiots. They drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Weirdo with a cello says, just out of curiosity, how do legal fees typically break down? How much of the cost goes to expertise as opposed to labor? Not trying to cause trouble, just wondering. It really depends. It really depends. Most of the time, when you're dealing with a firm with multiple attorneys, each attorney has an hourly rate. Has an hourly rate. And depending on how much work each individual attorney puts in, and that's going to be determined by their seniority, their experience within whatever particular area of law they're doing the work, and what type of work they're doing. That's all going to be broken down and billed out accordingly. So it goes both to expertise and to labor. Typically, you want your lawyers working efficiently, so you want to spend the least amount of your client's money per hour that you can, because you might have more hours and your client might not have more money. And it's not always easy to pull out of representation, even if the money stops. So you typically want to be very efficient with it. I hope that helps answer your question. Mythos Irving says, I heart you, Wendy. Now I need to check her IMDb. Cerno says, I hope MasterCard doesn't deplatform FantasySoft. Me too. Namrek Istos says, the beard is all fired up, just as Natsu Humor. Oh, the beard! The beard! Oh, I'm getting itchy. Shouldn't have this long sleeve shirt on. Bad planning. The beard has asked me to deliver a message to everyone watching. The beard has asked me to deliver a message to all of you, and it is very simply, he reads all of your direct messages and emails on Twitter. He's doing his very best to read all of them. However, he will likely not respond to any of them. Okay? Because any one of you could be a potential witness. And if he responds to you in that personal communication, it could make things weird. Okay? So, just so you know, he appreciates the messages. He is doing his level best with his busy schedule to read all of them. But please do not expect a response from him, because he is representing Vic, and he does not want to do anything that would compromise his ability to prosecute this case in the way it needs to happen. Okay? So that is a message specifically from the beard. He is authorized and asked me to say that to you. Okay. I hope that helps. PGN White Knight says, I was wondering if I might be able to speak to you about what career path for law. My grandfather was a corporate lawyer that became VP of Public and Government Relations, and this piques my interest. Yeah, man, direct message me sometime or email me. I'm happy to have that conversation. Ryak52109 says, not very funny now. Soy boys, that's Funi. The Bone Zone says, Vordak is coming for that AZZ. I hope not. Brogana says, Ron Soye, also thank you for the WH recommendations. We'll get, Warhammer recommendations. We'll get Xeno soon. Keep purging the Twitter heretics. F says, somebody else in here said, Funigation. That's funny. Joey Jojo says, never forget Mars Girl was complicit with Jew Wario grooming girls for sex. F Funimation for pushing feminism in their dub of Dragon Maid and Prison School. I've heard that she was complicit, but I've also heard that she didn't know what was going on. I don't know. I don't know enough about Mars Girl to say whether she knew or not. So, you guys have to make your own determinations there. Cerno says, if you want to know law, you actually have to look at real cases. Maybe they would find out more if they actually looked at it in practice. Maybe. Oniburn says, would have loved to have heard Ty Beard's opinion on Zaid's crazy Twitter shenanigans. Maybe I can get him to talk about that at some point. Maybe I'll run him through all those and see how that goes. Reek says, lol, Grand Prix 2 already happened. Oh, but thanks. It was full of booze, spoo talking, and a grand old time. Good, I'm glad. Let's do 5 more, and then let's get back into that pretty ugly little liars thread. Son of, Mictlan Tektuli. I was wondering, is an exigent circumstances a real thing? I watched it in a show where they used it as a loophole to arrest someone. Yes. Exigent circumstances is an exception to the warrant requirement under 4th Amendment search and seizure protection. And there's all sorts of categories on it. I should probably do a real video on it sometime because it is very interesting. But just for short answer, yes, exigent circumstances is real. 00 says, Shane was so self-destructive and beneficial to you and Vic that I unironically briefly considered he was an ally who was goofing around. That would be funny, but no. Lord Rap of Rap Mountain, what webcam do you use? I'm using currently a Logitech 920. I have ordered a Logitech Brio webcam that should be coming any day now, and I will upgrade to a 4K webcam at that time. BG Resjek donated, didn't say anything, thank you. Mr. Joshua 93, somebody's people need a stone cold stunner. A lot of people do. Mythos Irving says, no, thank you, Nick. No, thank you, Nick, or no, thank you, Nick. One of those two. According to James says, Nick, show us your true power levels and go full Super Saiyan on this stream. Cheers, buddy. Congrats on 40K, by the way. Thank you. Claris Knox says, what are the consequences of getting a default judgment? Like if Vic wins by such a way, I have some knowledge in civil law, but this term is new to me. It means he wins. I mean, a default judgment is a victory, and it is enforceable, and you can collect on it in the same way you would collect on any other judgment. Joey Jojo says, Sony America cucked to SJWs. They overly censor Japanese games. They censored the VN game Nico Para so badly it went from an M rating to an E rating. Whoa, that's weird. I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. Says, F you, Nick. I had to call out of work to watch The Beard. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry. Ugly Fuchs says, my favorite character from PASWG was Panty, but now it's Garter Belt. Hashtag blacked. You should cosplay as him, Nick. Hashtag blackface lawyer. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Let's talk. Should we do Vic Mignogna? Or Pretty Ugly Little Liars? Pridemore or Pull? 1 for Pridemore, 2 for finishing this Pull thread. I'll read a couple more chats as you do that. Let's see. The Commander guy says, even if the fans didn't support Vic, the fact he is innocent still matters. We should not let these people dictate whose career gets to die over lies. I agree. Ichisinko says, Ichisinko Nigrosaki says, say over 9,000 viewers, not almost 10,000 viewers. Right. What? Kakarot! Last night, viewers were over 9,000! That's impossible! Talbot Link says, kick Vic. Oh man, it's like an even split. Even split. Okay, let's finish Pull a little bit further, and then we'll do Jesse Pridemore. Toolbot Link says, kick Vic in the backlash has made friends driven mad by media and politics. Remember what critical thinking and legal process are. 2 more. Michael Brovey says, you are awesome, man. Thanks for all you've done. Thank you. Also, a super proud lifelong Houstonian with the Anime Matsuri standing with Vic and you. Thank you. Oh, that's Michelle, not Michael. Sorry, Michelle Brovey. I really hope to work Anime Matsuri into my schedule. I don't know if it's possible at this point in time, but I will let you know. C to Noob World says, Ruby will not be the same without our crow. Give Vic. There you go. That's to you, Rooster Teeth. Okay. Okay. All 2. All 2. What did I say? Did I say 1 for Pridemore and 2 for Pretty Ugly Little Liars? I don't even remember what it was. Which one was which? We're gonna do them both. Sorry, let me be clear. We're gonna do both of them. I just don't remember which one was first. If someone could help me out on that. I think we're gonna do Pretty Ugly Little Liars first and then go to Pridemore. But don't worry, both of them are coming. 1 for Liar, 2 for Pridemore. Okay, let's do Liars, then Pridemore. We're doing both. I won't spend an eternal time on Liars. So this person protected me. That was nice. Nick is a real lawyer. He also is a criminal defense lawyer who's worked multiple cases. Notice they get downvoted. Or they get voted to 0. Let's see. I'm trying to find... Oh, here we go. did some snooping around on Twitter. And can confirm that Rekieta, the GoFundMe lawyer, is an actual lawyer. Someone had accused him as a fake, so he had to post up his credentials as proof. They got that timeline wrong. I had to post up my credentials as proof because they were so incapable of finding the public information that I was embarrassed for them and posted them as proof. But his recent behavior is still unprofessional, as you can see in the other screenshots. So he's still digging his own grave. If he keeps at it, he'll get slapped with sanctions for attorney malpractice. What? Sanctions? I'm not Vic's attorney. Lack of professional discipline, breach of ethics, and possibly, they're throwing buzzwords and it's cute, depending on if he went underhanded to assist Vic, as the GoFundMe page is questionable, assisting the client to commit criminal acts, as well as get disbarred. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the public decision, sir. No public decisions on record. Yeah, that means I haven't been disciplined. That's the Minnesota lawyer record of public discipline and or disability information. Honestly, where did he go to school? Where did he go for school? I went to William Mitchell. I went to William Mitchell College of Law. It's an interesting place. It's an interesting place, William Mitchell. It's now Mitchell Hamlin. But the school's legacy includes 9 Supreme Court justices and 1 Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, which was, unfortunately, Warren Burger. Gross. Because all this stuff is public, and I'd never hire a lawyer who behaves like this for serious cases. So he basically dug his grave. Yes, a broke person on pull isn't going to hire me. My grave is dug. I'd like to add there's another YouTube lawyer, but like Anon E. Mouse pointed out, this one has his own website, Leonard French. He has his own website. He has a Twitter as well, but doesn't go on it to offer legal advice. Neither do I, you weirdos. Here you go. The people in this thread should probably focus on real law and actual arguments. Pretending Nick isn't a real lawyer isn't going to help, and it isn't reality. Hurt feelings doesn't get someone disbarred either. His side is literally laughing at this nonsense. Yeah, it's almost like you can find out what cases I've worked on. So there you go. It just reaffirmed, this doesn't prove anything. It just reaffirms that he works for the Minnesota bar. No, I don't work for the Minnesota bar. I wasn't doubting he wasn't a legit lawyer. I was doubting the fact that he'd work on actual court cases before. It's up a few posts. Both links you posted proves nothing. The AVO links has no reviews. No. AVO is just a third-party website that people can go to leave reviews. And the Mars link just stated he has resisted with the bar in his state. Okay? It's weird he made hundreds of edgelord clickbait vids before making himself a real website. Who hires a guy like this? I don't know. Plenty of people. All sorts of people. Black people, white people, Mexican people, non-Mexican people. Men, women, gays, non-gays. Lots of people hire me. Criminals, non-criminals. It's almost like I have a law practice that's been going for a while. Let's do a couple more. One more page. We'll see. Stop lurking to state that it seemed we're getting brigaded by Vic Stans. Uh-oh. Wrong think is entering the forum. They're posting screenshots on Twitter at the moment. It must be a slow weekend for them. Here we go. I don't even know what she's talking about there. It's not legal, so not legal stuff. Let's see. Ooh, think so. They need to beat it. Don't care if this Nick guy is legit, but he is a grade A hole. I am not a grade A hole. I'm a grade A hole, probably, who I cannot take seriously. Keep thinking that. Calico, I don't care if you take me seriously. You haven't taken me seriously yet, and you've been wrong on all of it. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. I missed this. Also, this Rekieta lawyer dude is just a bad watch in my opinion. That's good. I am terrible at keeping time. I have other actual lawyers on YouTube who I watch who can hold my attention way better. Like Leonard French and Legal Eagle are two good ones, for example. Again, my opinion. There you go. Glad to see you're a person of culture as well in regards to YouTube attorneys. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to Pridemore. Let's go there. I mean, guys, that's page 104 of 113. There's 9 more pages of this. 9 more pages of this nonsense. I apparently have a habit of being a snowflake and asking people to retract their statements. Yeah, when they say that I've been sanctioned twice and impugn my professional reputation, I will ask them to retract their statements, and I may ask them nicely. All right, Jesse Pridemore. Here we are. I think it's hilarious that the lawyer's goons are bullying me. No, they're bullying you because I darkened my skin for a costume when I've been very public about my dissent in what I did. Dissent in what I did, and call it my worst mistake as a cosplayer. Oh man. It's a shame that when you're very public about it, people still don't forgive you, isn't it? Isn't that a shame, Jesse? It's almost like when you hold people to a standard of damnation for anything outside of context or inside of context, no matter how long ago it occurs, that they might hold you to that same standard. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care about your cosplay. I don't care what you did. I don't think you were bad for doing it. Not at all. I think it's silly that you're apologizing so hard for a cosplay. But, you know, that's fine. If you want to keep apologizing for it, I guess, see if people listen. See how that works out for you, Jesse. I also work hard to educate people on why it's wrong. Thank you. Thank you for your service. White-splaining to people why blackface is wrong, or why darkening your skin. Because you can't say blackface, can you? If you said blackface, then you might be in trouble. Oh, and the lawyer did actual blackface. Lol. Photo in the comments. Now, not just darkened his skin for a cosplay. He did actual blackface. Oddly enough, Jesse. Oddly enough, actual blackface. Actual blackface. Much worse than pretend blackface, okay? If you're here to comment that you think it's okay, I'm deleting your comment. Whew. There we go. He what? OMG. OMG. Oh, here we go. But also, how does that have any bearing on the matter at hand, Mr. Lawyer Guy? They're actually talking to Jesse there. Which is not to minimize or ignore the importance of what you did or how you've handled it in the aftermath. Lonnie Sapikowski, a fellow Polak, bad-mouthing me, I think. It's an attack on credibility. Not a very good one, but in a civil suit like this, destroying credibility is very important to making a case. Well, I mean, if you're trying... I don't know who you're going after there, but if you're attacking my credibility, that's a lost cause. Dominic Therian says, Lonnie, the problem comes from the fact that he has nothing to do with the case. Very astute. Yeah, but that other guy who who's not here right now and has nothing to do with this case did a blackface. Doesn't work really well in court. Nailed it. Oh, there's a picture. Let's see what the response is. I think the photography is not good on this. Effing yikes. Jesse Pridemore. More like, oh, poop face. Wow. This is a lawyer? That sounds like Jamie Markey's little statement. Did Jamie Markey plagiarize that? Whew. Johnny Daggers. You've been awarded 1 yike. Look at the thirst. Baby, I'm running out of yikes to yike at this point, but I have no other opinions. No other options. Sammy, there's a woman. Man. Luis Correa. Man. Nicole Ebert. Who, boy, where to start? I don't know. Where do you start, Nicole? Amber Meadows. Let's see here. Holy poop. No! You moronic people are taking another photo out of context. Thank you, Randy. The face paint thing is actually bronzer. Well, I mean, it was paint. It was paint. The story behind it, he was dressing up as his dark tan-skinned white friend who happens to have spiky hair. That's not really it. No, he's very black. Let's make no bones about this. He's a very black man. This was at a college Halloween party, just after college. Also, he looks more red than black. That's true. I did a terrible job. Randy, get out of here with your BS racist apologism. We know it's blackface, you ugly potato. Oh my goodness. Jesse Pridemore, and yet this guy has access to almost over 100,000 with the promise that it's not going to some legal action and whatever's left is going to charity. That it is going to some legal action. Not to mention fueling the thousands of accounts out there with his bogus poop facts, threats, and posts. Bogus? There's nothing bogus happening here, y'all. Randy, are effing for real? I don't know if their processing broke. Lol, yeah, that's why he's wearing a fro wig and throwing a solidarity fist. You, sir, are the moron. Holy poop snacks, the mental gymnastics required to defend this blackface is hilarious. Defend it from what? Why does his fingers look like hot dogs with buns around them? I don't know. That's weird. I think Randy's comment was meant to be a joke and to sound the way people sound who stick up for that. That lawyer comes out on a live stream to address it here. There it is. Good job. The lack of puffy red lips and actual blackface really highlights how blackface this is. Have you ever seen real blackface? Are you following along because you were told this? Thank you, Dennis. Honestly, stop being so mature. His black friend was in it for the joke, and he had his consent, and it was between them two. He's very public about his situation. He understood it was bad as well. Well, I mean, I don't understand that it was bad. Actually, let me be very clear. There is nothing wrong with what happened at that Halloween party. It wasn't meant to be malicious or offensive to people. There's nothing bad about it. People took it wrong and took it bad. They weren't ever supposed to be in on the joke. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, I guess. But no. He admitted it in one of his videos before this all happened. No, it's okay if you did it and apologize, but not if someone does something. Pretty hypocritical. Doesn't matter if he's a lawyer or not. He's a human being and did this before he was one. That's true. That's true. It was between him and his friend posted on the internet. Yeah, I posted it privately on the internet. So there's that. But okay. It's racist and the YouTube lawyer is a effing dirtbag and now has access to thousands of dollars for a non-existent court case. Keep saying it's non-existent, Ben. Get it through your thick skull. He's poop. Anyone who thinks he's in the right is poop. Vic giving him the okay is poop. I'm so sick and tired of people defending this. All he's doing is spreading hate and trying to profit from it. No, actually, reality check. You're spreading hate, you idiot. He doesn't have access to the money. Here we go. This is also the guy who's representing Todd. That's Beard Harris. No, he's not. He can't practice here. He hasn't announced who is. I mean, it's right there. It's been there for days. That is the announcement by Ty Beard that he's representing Todd. Looking now for his explanation as to why he can reach someone across state lines. He mentions it somewhere in this stream. Actually, I don't think so, but there's several ways to reach him across state lines. He started the campaign. He has access to it. No, that's not how GoFundMe works. I have zero access to it. I couldn't take it if I wanted to. And yet, no court case. Almost 100K and nothing has even happened of any kind of legal fees. Oh, legal fees have happened. People every day are throwing their money away just so they can get his jobs back. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Link to the law firm's IALTA account has already been created. Trying to change that would be theft. It would be foolish to try and do anything of the sort. Yeah, it would almost be a crime. Let's see. Where else is there? They, let's see. Here's some big brain legal opinions coming up. Langdon Alger. This is a smart one. So, if the lawyer is telling people to harass you or in any way participating in that harassment, he can be disbarred. No. 1, no, I can't. 2, I have never, ever said to harass anyone. Don't. Absolutely don't. These people are much funnier if you laugh at them from afar than if you go and harass them. Yup. Contact the Texas bar. You contact that Texas bar and you tell them what I did. That'd be great. Good job, Tim. He's in Minnesota. Rekieta, or whatever, isn't telling people to harass. That's true. He just goes on long, angry rants about how wrong she is and how this is a result of liberal arts educations causing neo-feminists to regret past actions. Well, that's a proposed hypothesis of what happens when people say, I was not uncomfortable at the time. Years later, I became uncomfortable. You know, it's a bit confusing because there's Rekieta, the Minnesota lawyer, who makes a bunch of YouTube videos, who's just running Vic's GoFundMe and making videos on everything. And there's a separate Texas lawyer who says he's taking on Todd's case against unnamed defendant, which is not so subtly hinted to be Jesse, which is really weird because all this should be in California. It can be. It can be. Rekieta isn't bar certified in Minnesota. No, I absolutely... How do you not know this? Is it because you can't even spell my name? However, all of the videos that he's making naming Ty Beard and the video with Ty, I'd absolutely forward that stuff to the Texas bar. Oh, you better be prepared. You better be prepared. And I mean, if you're going to go after anyone involved in this case, you better understand who you're going against. And you better not lie. Lying to try and get a Ty Beard in trouble with the bar? Ill-advised to lie about a lawyer in his professional capacity. That's all I'll say on that subject. Pretty sure in each and every one of his live streams, he specifically states, do not harass anyone. Yeah, of course. That may be, but if the rest of the video is incitement to harass, there is no incitement to harass, you dummy. That's not a thing. The little disclaimer is most likely to be viewed as window dressing. By you, probably. Have you seen the videos? No, then you wouldn't know that these videos are in no way a call for harassment. The 3-hour snooze fest where Rekieta talks about being a drunk. Do I talk about being a drunk? Does his best to affect case opinion while claiming tortious interference. Uh-oh. I think they might have watched my Comicsgate videos and generally acting like a nasty person. Sadly, yes, I have wasted hours of my time watching these. Langdon Alger, thank you. Thank you for your views, my friend. Okay. You mad because Vic is actually not going in jail for hugging a fan? Oh, wait. Also, might I suggest you take your Vic supporting butt the F elsewhere. She's not going to sleep with you, Langdon. I'm sorry, man. I hate to do that. I hate to break it to you. But the white knight never gets the girl. The black knight has a bigger lance. Langdon Alger, you mad because Vic is actually not going in jail for hugging a fan? Sad to be in your shoes. Langdon Alger, yes, pick a fight with a lawyer of a big law firm. I'm sure that'd get you anywhere aside from the poorhouse in the end. Disbar incoming. Woo! This is a lawyer? What a joke. Well, actually, that picture is not a lawyer. That picture is not a lawyer at all. That picture is someone who is years and years away from being a lawyer. Hey, I didn't go to law school, but I'm fairly certain that sexual assaulting women is still illegal. It is very much, regardless of her past transgressions. In other words, what does one have to do with the GD other? It could be a lot. Could be a lot. Talk about digging your own grave. This helps to show why Vic is dirt. Why hire this guy? Good question. He didn't hire this guy. He hired someone else. James Richard Eckert says, indeed, this is the kind of guy you hire when you need to go on offensive to control the narrative, not the person you hire when you are innocent and indeed of a quality defense. I think they mean in need. Hey, James Richard Eckert. James Richard. Jim Dick. You're right. That's very astute of you. Are you a little bit scared that the narrative might be being controlled by a drunk blackface attorney in the middle of nowhere who's not involved with the case? Are you a little afraid that the narrative is shifting desperately away from you and into the hands of some lawyer in the middle of Minnesota? Uh-oh. That would be unfortunate if you were losing your grip on the narrative, wouldn't it? And the worst part is, Jim Dick, I'm doing it for free. Oh my goodness. Dakota Nito, I'm not talking about the blackface chump, but the lawyer from the video stream. Is the blackface chump Pridemore? I don't know anymore. Vic hired this law firm. If Vic is guilty, then the accusers will have their day in court to speak out and prove him wrong. If they cannot, they obviously were wrong. It is addressed here in this stream. If they prove their case, then Vic loses. Yeah, very, very quickly. Very quickly. Let's be clear. Vic being guilty and Vic being proven guilty in the court of law are not the same thing. Uh-oh. Move those goalposts as far as you can. The burden of proof in sexual assault cases is crazy hard. Not really. It's actually not that hard. It's just hard years later when you were blackout drunk and didn't do anything. And didn't do anything about it. And everyone here already knows the percentage of times the accused actually gets jail. None of you actually know that. Not one of you knows that percentage. However, thanks for outing your bias. Funny how it took about 10 seconds of this crap to show how sexist the stream is. Or if not sexist, then how sad they are in pandering to the misogynistic base they are playing to. Aw, are your jimmies rustled, Thomas? Are your jimmies rustled? Faith Elizabeth, you've been very open and honest for years about this. Not only does it show growth on your part, but I've also seen you shut down blackface supporters who tried to weaponize your Anthe costume for their cause. You moronic people are taking another photo out of context. I like Randy. The face paint thing is actually bronzer. Oh, it's the same story again. Let's see. Oh, this one has 102 replies. Oh my goodness. If you bothered to do any research, 1, this is not Vic's lawyer, and 2, this was a Halloween costume of him dressing up as his best friend. Blackface is blackface. It literally doesn't matter. Dami Brooks. Jesse Pridemore. Black friend. Black friend. Well, he is black and he is my friend. I'm not sure what the quotes are for there. And I never said he was Vic's lawyer. Yes, his best friend is black. Jesse Pridemore. Oh, someone in your comment, I think thought he was. Sorry. His lawyer is Percy Tyrone Beard. Jesse Pridemore. Him and his best friend went to college together. That's great. It's still wrong. I hope Dami Brooks isn't a white guy white-splaining to my black friend. I really don't care about his life story. It's still wrong. And for him to bring up I've never brought up your stuff, Jesse. Never have I brought up your blackface. I don't think. Did I? Maybe I stand corrected if I did. I don't think so. I might have commented on it after someone else brought up. But I would never condemn you for your cosplay. I think it's funny that you're getting condemned by a bunch of people, but I would never do that. At least I dressed up as a make-believe character, not a real black person. Does that make it better? Is it better if it's a fake character and not a real person? I don't think so, because fake characters are usually caricatures. Oh my gosh. His best friend is one of the good ones. Internalized racism is a thing. Still wrong. There you go. Jesse Pridemore, I don't think that is what it's about. Are you sure about that? Where did you hear that? Before you try it, I'm black and a sociologist. It's always wrong. Sorry about it. Oh, okay, there you go. Thank God he's not white. Why is he using anime face? Why is he using Asian face? As long as they don't darken their skin, it's not racist. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. So I can dress up in the most offensive black person costume as long as I remain white? And that's not racist? Whoa. Whoa. If the best way he could think of to portray his best friend was solely his skin tone and hair, then I'd say it's a pretty crappy thing. No, it's the headband, the shirt, the pants, the attitude, the face I was making. Literally all of it. Literally all of it. That was the joke. That was the joke. It was my friend minus 100 pounds of muscle and acres of cool. His friend is more than a skin color. Oh, I'm going to send it to him. I'm going to send that to Drexel. I'm going to send it to Drexel right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me send it to him. Where is it? I'm going to text him. Oh goodness. Oh, too many texts. Let me do it this way. We're gonna put in Drexel. Apparently, you are more than a skin color, according to a super white e-thought. Just thought you should know. There we go. I just texted Drexel and let him know that he's more than a skin color. I apologize profusely. Oh, Jesse Pridemore, why would darkening the skin matter? Why do people get so offensive over everything? I'm sorry, but I don't see that way. If you're going to try this argument, can you use new bad ones instead of the played out fake gotcha BS? Darkening skin is racist. It heralds back to the minstrelsy. The minstrelsy? It just say minstrel theater. Just be a your race version. It's racist. See number 1, see number 2. Oh my goodness. This thing is still getting, I'm getting pop-ups every time someone posts on this. Because of decades of using blackface to demonize black people and justify institutional racism. Would that be a good reason? No, not at all. Yeah, he's a man. Color doesn't matter. Uh-oh. Because he's literally costuming his friend's ethnicity. How do these people miss everything about my friend other than his color? This is so embarrassingly racist of them. I took my friend's clothes, color, hair, personality, attitude, everything about him. That's what I did. And the only thing they see is his color. How blindingly racist are they that they have reduced? They just said he's more than a color, but then they treat him like a color. It's amazing. It's amazing. No, everyone isn't treated equal, and colorism is a serious problem. Everyone is not equal, and that's the problem. You don't get to pretend to be a minority for a day. Oh, it was not a day. It was like 10 minutes. Can't keep that nonsense on because it's cool and wash it off at the end of the day. Going back to being white and not having to deal with any of the systemic racism they deal with on a daily basis. Oh, he wasn't doing that though. Why would he do that to his best friend? He wouldn't. No, I absolutely wouldn't. I was making fun of me, you morons. I'm on the phone, so I can't be as eloquent as normal. Thanks, Jesse and company. Oh, big yikes. He did. You can't remove the racism from a racist act. Just because his friend doesn't magically make it not racist. What? Okay. It doesn't matter if you are dressing up as a real person, a character, or a stereotype. Blackface is an extremely racist act based on centuries of harmful attempts to mock and discredit people of color. He wasn't doing it to be black for a day for some special reason or for some meaning behind it. It was no different than a kid dressing up as the Black Panther. It is completely different. This person will never get it, no matter how you explain it. They also shared the support Vic GoFundMe. FYI. Wrong think is afoot. Wrong think is afoot. No, it is, because he darkened his skin. The delivery is what matters, not the message. What was the delivery? What are you talking about? Looks at Suzanne's profile pic of her hugging Vic. There's no rationalizing with this person. They are not going to understand. Probably not. I can't tell if this is willful ignorance or bad faith acting, but I'm unimpressed. Color me unimpressed. Don't color them unimpressed. Certainly wouldn't want to color them unimpressed. It's like a drunk Irishman costume or a Mexican gang member or a maid costume. No, it's not. Those are stereotypes about an ethnicity, a national origin, or another person. This was literally an individual costume dressed up as an individual. The fact that you collectivist, racist piles of garbage want to reduce my individual friend into a skin color and nothing else is frankly disgusting, and you should all be ashamed and consider killing yourselves. How dare you? How dare you take away the autonomy and individuality of my friend and make him simply a mascot for your disgusting race crusade? How fucking dare you? You pieces of shit! I hope all of you die in a nasty, nasty accident. Oh my God. I have to move past the jokes now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You've taken an individual black person and made them into a caricature, and you call me the racist? You disgusting people. Hiding behind your whiteness. Wow. How embarrassing for you. How embarrassing you are. To turn a person into a color over and over to suit your political argument. Let that sink into your stupid heads. Let that sink in. He stigmatized his friend in that manner. Yeah, go ahead and show me the stereotypical aspects of my costume. Like, show me the stereotypical minstrel dress I was wearing. Was I wearing a white butler suit? Did I call people Mazza? No, I was wearing literally his outfit. You idiot. Ugh. I need a moment. I need to read some tweets. I'm a little angry. Sorry. I can't take it. I can't take people who cannot distinguish between jokes and actual racism and are so married to the cause that they will become the disgusting people of history. Wow. Okay. Sorry, we've got some chats I'm gonna read, and I'll see if I can get back to that. Let's see. Zero the Slayer. My God, Nick, you tell the best bedtime stories. They give me hope in humanity and that true justice still exists. I can't wait for the Amazon chapter. Cerno says, how to come out of this unscathed. Don't fear the beard. Talk to him. He will be reasonable if you are. That's good advice. Mundane Matt's Boulder says, I need a lawyer. I was kidnapped, taken for a ride, then my name dragged through the dirt by a sick man with an agenda. I'm a great boulder, and he used my good name as an excuse for his false flagging. Mundane Mads Boulder, I would represent you. I would represent you. F says, Funimation is just beyond help. If they honestly, truly think they don't have anything to do anything about this, if they think they don't owe anyone anything. Kyle says 0 followers on Twitter and I get more likes than these thoughts and soy boys. They just don't get it yet, which is so sad. There he is. It is very sad. KRI headquarters says the whole situation with Vic, the VAs, and y'all YouTubers needs to be made into a manga or an anime. That'd be good. James Huddleston, getting LLM in US law. Hey, good work, buddy. Someday I might go get my LLM. I don't really need, like, it wouldn't be beneficial, but I like learning. Which 4 subjects on the bar would you suggest independently studying instead of taking the classes for? Thanks. Individual study on the bar. God, that's hard. God, that's a hard question. What classes are on the bar these days? Let me see. Can you, James, I don't remember what subjects are on the bar, plus they've changed it since I took it. Email me or DM me. I would love to answer that question and tell you what I think, but without the list in front of me, I can't make a good recommendation. I'm sorry. Woke Straight says, meanwhile, somewhere on the other side is being served papers. Jamie Markey, this subpoena is fake AF. I'm not worried. Not worried. Not worried. Totally cool. I'm excited. Ducker Yamish says, Vic must be Duke Nukem's long-lost brother. Vic Kickham. Yellow Flash 2 says, Funimation, you should be pirating. Ooh. I cannot endorse pirating. It's my ethical obligation to say I do not endorse pirating. Lady Cat says, I will only use blackface lawyers now. Thanks, Nick. You're welcome. You're welcome. 93 TJ says, Rekieta, master of psychological warfare. Mundane Mads Boulder says, seriously, he touched me in my no-no places. I feel used. Oh, those sausages must have been all over you. How gross. I tried to wash off the shame, but GD, they don't make water hot enough. They don't. Let's see. Ranmiyaku Juten says, this is the greatest advertisement campaign for Viz Media. Tanj says, are you a bourbon guy? Opinion on Blanton's. I like bourbon very much. I don't know that I've ever had Blanton's. So I couldn't give you an opinion. My favorite bourbon is Peg Leg Porker, which you can only get around Nashville. After that, gosh, there's a lot of good ones. I don't know. That Peg Leg Porker is my go-to if I can ever get it. Butterfly 13ish says, this is going to be one hell of a lawsuit. Like, dang. Yeah. Yellow Flash says, hail F. Eurer Rekieta. Well, thanks, buddy. Lady Lavalin says, what's all this about something racist Jamie said or Jesse said? I'm out of the loop on this, and if she did say something racist, please tell me she was archived. Oh, it's been archived. Love you and Ty. Bless you both. Thank you so much. Woke Center Left says, what is the status of Meyer versus Wade? Did your boy Zach lose? No, your boy Zach did not lose. I think his jurisdictional discovery ends like this week. We should see updates very soon. I will update you as soon as there's something posted. Mr. Joshua 93 says, hey, Nick, that lying thought is in the chat. Mars Girl. It's probably not really her. The SSB candidate says, Tamaulipas, my copyright is registered in the US. Okay. Mythos Irving says, Mars Girl is super smart. Yellow Flash 2 says, Pretty Little SJW should be the site's name, to be honest. I think so too. Mega Vigoroth says, rumor has it Pridemore gave Todd's name to a friend, and that's how he heard about it. Could be. Could be. Cerno says, I hope they look back at this and grow up. They make self-ridicule anime-style cartoon called Pretty Little Liars. There's already a show. Isn't there Pretty Little Liars or Ugly Little... I don't know. That's a TV show, I think. Something similar. Humor is a good way to admit you goofed. I doubt they would. These people don't have humor. They don't have humor at all. Tech7Go says, do you review your kids' homework with wrong and oh my gods with red pen? No, but I could start. Kidda says, did you see the Twitter thread where someone seemingly confirmed Rial and Vic were dating from 2007 to 2010? That would mean Ron is a literal cuck. Oh, that would be funny. No Name says, how long could someone be held in contempt of court should they decide they don't have to answer questions like they don't like it deposition? They'd probably get monetary sanctions first, and then it would be on to being held in contempt if they continued not to answer. Mythos Irving says, I would trade 100 guys with guns for one lawyer Tom from The Godfather. Vic has 3, and he's not a criminal. Yep. Cerno says, of course, NJ4K had to bring up Trump. Yeah, he clinically incapable of not doing it. Scared Wolf says, hi, Nick. First time donating, but I've been creeping on your channel and your streams for a couple months. I heard your recommended 40K books, but you didn't say Gaunt's Ghosts. Have you heard of that series? Yes. I have. I think here. Have I? I think I've heard of Gaunt's Ghosts, the Taineth First and Only, or Taineth for the Emperor. Yeah, I like Gaunt's Ghosts. Abnett writes really good stuff in general. Okay. Ring Wraither. What's your opinion of people, not liars, using the court of public opinion, as COPO as I call it, instead of proper channels? Is there any good reason? No, not really. I mean, not really. Court of public opinion is garbage. There's no test to the evidence. There's no cross-examination. It's just guilt by accusation. Y said, ironically, there was a tiny bit of snow in LA a few weeks ago. There you go. Dax Terminax says, hell of a way to start my birthday. I've started as just a viewer, keeping tabs on the Vic scandal, and after that epic rant, I've subscribed. Thank you so much. Kiwi Farm says, a paralegal girl from Pull. Should we hook her up with Greer? Oh, yes, we absolutely should. We should make that happen. Larry G says, Jamie Markey replied to your tweet with our meme. Woodman Gaming says, sup, Nick, take a shot for me. I'm trapped in Fargo. I'm not actually drinking tonight. So thank you. I will take a shot for you tomorrow, though. Gabe Benitez says, this is my last live appearance for the next 5 years. I got a job and I have to go away for the next half decade. Love your stream, friend. Hope to see you in the future. Oh, Gabe, buddy. I hope so. Best of luck on your job, man. Marsupial Gamer says, so now they're accusing you of fraud on the GoFundMe, pocketing the money. Keep pummeling them into dust, lawyer Nick. Sorry in advance if you get hives tonight due to their stupidity. I've got them. I've got them. Woke Straight says, meanwhile, somewhere on the other side being served papers, part 2, Ron Toye. I showed up to court at 4 a.m. and no one was there. Smiley. Cerno says, I love it when you laugh like the Joker. Thank you. Nick Pillars says, stupid question. But what happens when the alleged victims inevitably claim they have eyewitnesses and it's a friend of theirs or something like that? Well, then we'll have to see what their credibility holds up to in court. But I think these people have no idea just how limited the witness list will be. Because you don't just get to parade in a bunch of people to do this. The issue at hand is the statement that they're telling the truth. Their friends have to testify to the truth of the statement. It's not Trump voice wrong. Haha, Nick, you be funny. Thank you. That's from Ampathos guy. JD 1989. Watching reruns of Night Court doesn't make you Dan Fielding. Phoenix Lord Asterman says, you attract insanity unlike anything I've ever seen. Well done, Nick. Thank you. I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. I feel like we need a hashtag for these people or something. I don't know. Oh, $50. Thank you very much for that. Maybe like hashtag sweet little cupcakes. I don't know. Maybe too much. I don't want them to feel like they're sweet or tasteful or anything. But lol, I don't know. I don't make hashtags. Ooh. Me either, buddy. I'm not good at making hashtags. Good at making hash browns, though. Delicious. Not good at making hash whites. Mega Vigoroth says, I want to speak to your manager. Call him. See how it goes. Woodman Gaming says, hey man, it's always nicer in Spicer. It is. Mythos Irving says, no website. There's no way to contact you. You can't see this message. Not trending on YouTube. Nope. Omen says, Nick is a good Christian boy. Thank you. Lance Batista. These people give me secondhand tism. Rando number 9. Dab on your haters, Nick. My kids dab unironically. And it makes me laugh so hard. Siren Jag says, I'm headed to bed. Good night, buddy. Sorry, this is so long ago. Good night, but Rackets, when you read this later, know that we're all telling Lady Rackets what you've been doing, whatever that is. Surprise. Mythos Irving says, you're welcome for the support, you fake lawyer. as a fake lawyer, I need all the support I can get. Mr. Gunn says, I wish I could say this is my first time paying a lawyer, but sadly it is not, but you certainly deserve. Keep up the good work. Love listening to your streams as I drive my semi. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Sorry you had to deal with another lawyer than me. I could tell you it would have been much smoother and nicer with Rekieta Law. Just kidding. I hope they served you well. Wyatt Whitman says, Vic brought me here, stayed for the laughs, praise the leader. I'm sure we will be victorious. Hashtag victorious. The hashtag MeToo anime boogaloo was a sequel we never needed. The anime music zone. Nick confirmed for Smash. Lol, I DM'd some archive about Jamie and Jesse from a friend. If you have time to look it over, I will try. PB and Jamie says, I didn't know that you have 5 kids, so here's $5. Thank you. This can get at least 2 of them some candy. Thanks for the knowledge bombs you drop every stream. It's very much my pleasure. Thank you. Martin Campbell, there was snowing in 29 Palms, California like 2 weeks ago. That's in Southern California, an effing desert. Here's my super cherry, you glorious fiend. Thank you. I'm happy to be your first. The Kilted Privateer says, Nick, you've helped me decide to go to law school. It's a long road. It's very rewarding. Don't let people dissuade you if it's what you want to do. But make sure it's what you want to do. If you need any help, let me know. Mythos Irving says, I hope the beard likes his name, Nick. Likes his nickname. Oh, the beard likes his nickname. Yes, he does. Weirdo with a cello says, Senpai, notice me. Put my supers towards Vic. Will do. Super Captain Chris says, here's $1 for each of your kids. But if I found out that you and them aren't all subscribed to PewDiePie, I demand it back. Oh, I am subscribed to PewDiePie. I am. They cannot be subscribed to anything right now because they're just not old enough for PewDiePie. But don't worry, I'll make some dummy accounts for them. Talonseer says, any chance we can get a Shane/Beard debate? I can't imagine that happening. But it would be, oh, it would be glorious. Wolfpack Gaming says, so apparently, Anime North in Toronto, Ontario has added Jamie Markey to the con. Hopefully it won't sully the event, but no idea why she was invited during this time of culture wars. Maybe if you check Anime North's head of social media, you'll see exactly why she was added. All for the culture wars. Soylent Goy says, debate in Killstream chat what ethnicity you are. Your name points to Polish. Also, can you cup your hands together and say, shut it down in a Jewish voice? What's a Jewish voice? I don't talk fast enough to talk like Ben Shapiro. Shut it down. Shut it down. I don't know. Does that work for you? What ethnicity I am? I am Polish. I am Polish. Primarily. There's a bunch of other European sprinkled in there, but primarily Polish. Oshi says, Nick, I want to be a good green skin boy. Where do you recommend I learn about the good boys in the 40K universe? The Beast. The Beast is the best green skin. The Beast is the best. Also, you know, the War for Armageddon is a good one. Mythos Irving says, Sabat and the others' jobs are secure. It's not like anyone could do their voices. Yeah, no one at all could do them. No one at all could do them. Hikari Blue says, will Anime Matsuri be your first convention? Yep, it will be. No, wait, no. Community in Amarillo next weekend will be my first convention. Woodman Gaming, you plan on doing any cons in Minnesota this year? I don't know if they'll have me. I'm definitely not going to Galaxy since they have Cuck Sabat and SJW Schemmel. I don't have any plans to do that, but things could change. Liz Reptile, Nick, I love the end of gay op Twitter lawyers. Even dealing with my knowledge of law, I get sick of them. You're so much better than me. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm not better than anybody. I might be more practiced at debating dummies on Twitter about legal matters, but that is all. Argentico 2003 says, you're going to have to develop a soy voice like EVS and Jeremy. No soy voices. Bad Player says, Nick, French and lockpicking lawyer super stream when? I don't know if French would ever come on this show. But I'd talk to French. He seems like a good dude. Sans Ventura says, hey, my guy, on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think of Vic's legal team? Any real standouts? Is this the Avengers versus Thanos or Avengers versus Loki, Hopeless versus Landslide? I give Vic's legal team a 10. I don't know. I have not talked to the Amazons enough. Ty Beard is definitely a standout among the legal profession. And guys, the scope of their practice, the kind of clients that they attract, like, I know that Pretty Ugly Little Liars and the dummies on Twitter who and the real brain trust that is Kaylin Saucedo all think that they're a joke law firm. I know that. But if you, and you never will, if you could see their client list, if you could see the kind of people who hire them, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. They're like a tier above any of the lawyers that a Jamie Markey would be considering. It's great. It's great. But keep thinking they're fake. Mega Vigoroth says, Nick has admitted to helping criminals. Clearly he is morally bankrupt. Yep, many criminals. That one Weeaboo, thanks for being you. Loved your talk with Doug TeNapel. I need to get Doug and Larry back on for a Chad Dad chat. We have so many more viewers now. I think people would really be interested in that stream. They're always fun. Cerno says Jesse Pridemore, more like Jesse Pride less. Whoa, shots fired. Paladin Dons says, what are the odds of the harpies turning on each other before the courtroom arc of the manga? In the words of Baron Zemo, an empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one that crumbles from within, that's dead forever. I think it's really... I mean, if they're into self-preservation, circling the wagons is not the way to go. Nocturnus says SJWs cross the street when they see a black man. Yeah, no joke. No joke. One of the biggest Democrats, and this is not a reflection of all Democrats, of course, that I went to law school with, was talking about Trayvon Martin, and he actually said that he was nervous when he saw a black guy in a hoodie. And that guy was calling other people racist, and I'm like, whoa. Okay. That seems a little strong. I don't tend to be nervous by anybody's race. That's weird to me. Schwanz Gruberman says, hey, Nick, is your black mate a lawyer? Well, he's not my... okay, you're Australian. My friend. No, he's not a lawyer. Do you think Astartes have willies? I think that... whatchamacallit? Emperor's children do. Even if they didn't, they'd grow them. And would you have undertaken the process to become an Astartes? Absolutely. And Vic says the last page and a half of the poll thread is extremely hilarious. I hope you have the time to go give it a quick read. I'll probably go back to that. I don't know if I can go back to Pridemore's thing. I'm really still kind of angry. Blaine Cooper says, isn't all blackface just cosplay? Earju said, maybe, I guess. Earju says, hashtag I stand with blackface Nick. Meet up at 2 a.m. at Subway. Oh, gosh, I'm hungry. Wyatt Whitman says, just a hypothetical if Vic loses. How high do you think all the Kick Vic people will get off their own farts thinking they were right? Listen, again, I tried to start setting this expectation early. It is possible that Vic loses the case ultimately. But let me tell you, even if Vic loses the case, and there's so many cases, it's hard to imagine losing all of them. Even if Vic were to lose some of the cases, everybody's going to lose if this thing goes to trial. Everybody loses. Except, let's say, Vic doesn't have down to go, right? Vic is on the ground. Vic is on the ground. He doesn't have a down. So he's got to GoFundMe to help defray legal costs. He really goes up from here. All of these other people go down because they don't have their legal fees being paid for. They will have their private communications run through the public discourse. They very well could end up owing people lots and lots of money. So Vic has up to go. Everywhere else has down unless they settle. Funimation, think about it. Rooster Teeth, think about the wise business decision of settling. You can actually salvage fans here. You fight Vic publicly, you think you're going to salvage fans? You think about this, okay? Think about this, you silly corporations. Even if you win, do you think you gain back Vic fans? by running his name further into the ground, you've already fired and irreparably damaged Vic. You've already done that. Do you think winning will hurt Vic more than he's already hurt? Honestly, look at your in-game strategy. If nothing else, where does Vic lose harder than where he is right now with you idiots? But where do you lose? You lose when you have your corporate communications read to the public. Think I'm not going to read that discovery file? You think I'm not going to find a way to steal that discovery file? It's a joke. It's public. Obviously, I'm not going to steal anything that's private. You think I'm not going to find a way to get a hold of any public document and read it? So your corporate communications can be read to the entire world because they will be public. Right? Right? Think about that. Or you could have it handled quietly and bring Vic up and bring yourself up and maybe salvage some viewers. But if you run him through the ground, that's ugly. That was your employee. And he's got a lot of support. You're going to bury him? Good luck. Good luck keeping viewers after that. Hope it works out for you. Mizukano says, I'm black and I'm tired of all these white people being outraged by blackface. I could care less about it. How dare you? How dare you, sir, not care about what white people want you to care about? The Coke Master says, why is your cosplay blackface, but cosplaying as Japanese characters isn't yellowface? Why is our country so full of complete artards? I yearn for Dick's Internet 2.0 idea. Wouldn't it be great? Cerno says attacking the beard is not recommended. No, it's not. We got a couple more chats here, guys, and then we'll get back to that Pretty Ugly Little Liars thread for a bit. Maybe the last page and a half as suggested, and then we'll wrap it up. Got a couple more chats to read. Internet Tab says, reading this poll thread, and you can see so much projection as well as obsession with the money. They want the money. Of course they want the money. Kaylin Saucedo was crowdfunding oil changes. She needs the money. No one important. Jesse Pridemore is crowdfunding her rent. She's crowdfunding her rent. They need the money. They're so jealous. So jealous. No one important says, I love you, man. Keep up the justice and rants. Dax Terminax says, the stream should be sponsored by Trojan condoms because if the idiots in the pull aren't enough inspiration to wrap the Whopper, I don't know what is. Woodman Gaming says, as a black guy, I absolutely do not want white people trying to put words in my mouth. Of course not. Of course not. How silly. No one important says, as a black man, I'm proud to be one of your viewers. Thank you. Thank you. Cormoran says, next time Drexel is on, we all justice chat him that he's more than a color. Cerno says, apparently they think Drexel can't think for himself. Internalized racism is a way to say that people of color can't make their own decisions. I mean, sure seems like it. Mega Vigoroth says, sending Nick a blackface care package, some grape swishers, purple drank Popeyes, and some Newports. Oh my goodness, if you sent me Popeyes, I would weep on stream harder than Mundane Matt. Love me some fried chicken from Popeyes. Scary things are scary. Nick, do a little soft shoe for me. Soft shoe. All out of bubblegum. Hey, Nick, for your next costume, you should go as a pimp. There you go. Lamonk says that's what they are. Project their racism on other people and get offended. Play stick fight with themselves and jerk off at the same time. That's gross. Beige Devil says, when these e-thoughts are bankrupted and reduced to cam shows, I will gladly pay $2.75 per minute to watch these thoughts wreck their twats with bad Dragon Chance toy. Gross. Oh. Cerno says SJWs are the real racists. Richard Rowland says, person of color me unimpressed. Shiv Knight says, in Minecraft, of course. Woodman Gaming says, thank you, Nick. This is how I feel 100%. This is no different than the racism of people judging an individual person based on a stereotype. Just look how people treat the Somali communities in, say, Wilmer. This is the same. It is. It is. Woodman Gaming, do I know you? Do I know you, buddy? If so, hey, how's it going? Horatius Cockleys donated, didn't say anything, something. Thank you. Didn't say anything. Thank you for that. Emmy says, go off, King. Go off, King. Thank you. Mega Vigoroth says, tag team her with Todd Gags. Oh, no, 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 no. Anthony Koshal says, this is for that amazing speech. Thank you. That guy says, I hope they all just jump into the ovens. Well, that's brutal. All out of bubblegum. So with that logic she was using, if I was to dress up as the Satan, would that be cultural stealing? Probably. Cerno says, I want to clip that rant and put it on BitChute. You made the very point I always want to get into these people's skulls. Joshua Miller says, no talking about people killing themselves. That's true. That's true. I take that back. Or say in Minecraft or whatever's needed. I get really, really passionate about that. Sorry. Joey Chadwick says, sorry about what you read. Thank you. Cov says, got a job as an assistant PI 6 months ago. What kind of law should I study to further my career, or at least make it easier to deal with the lawyers? If you're going to take individual classes as a PI, I would honestly recommend advocacy and advanced advocacy. I would recommend civil procedure, and I would recommend criminal law. That's my recommendation right now. Darkling Cheetah says, spank them, daddy, spank them. Natsu Dragneil says, SJWs don't stand for anything, like FDR. They call out racism by being racist themselves. They call out bigotry by being bigots towards others, etc., etc. Mega Vigoroth says, white girls telling a black man he can't think for himself, SMH. Ichisinko Nigrosaki says, it was Drexel face, not blackface. Those morons. Brandon Ellis says, KYS comment was a bit much, even if they are wrong. Don't want to give them too much fuel to run with. Can't cure stupid, but we shouldn't fuel it either. That's true. Rotten Beast says, check DMs Rotten Beast on Twitter. Will do. I don't think I'm going to do it on the stream. Chem is Life says, the progressives have always been the party of racists. They brainwashed everyone to think the opposite. Reek says, take a breather, Nick. That was quite a blow up. Get some Denny's. Denny's doesn't have SJWs. Thank you. Thank you. Talbot Link says, you don't so much get triggered by the idiots as much as you become an accidental discharge scaring the kids that set you off by volume alone. Zero the Slayer says, oh my God, Jamie blocked me. Well, that's unfortunate. Raz Grizz Reborn says, Nick, sometime before 2 hour 1 super chat's names made it seem as if you said the N-word. These clowns will pounce on whatever. Take care. Well, there you go. I mean, if they want to go on that, they can do whatever they want. At this point, does it matter? The super chat is there and I read it, so we can verify what was said. Wyatt Whitman says, sleep now, watch you destroy them later. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night. Twitch Y Johnson says, as someone who is a person of color, I find these literal Hoyt Knights suck uppery incredibly demeaning and annoying. P.S. Nick did not mean that. He was talking about in Minecraft. Thanks for the stream. Thank you. C. Collins 68 says, hi, Nick. This is my first super chat ever, but I had to comment. I'm black. I don't find your costume racist in the slightest. Thank you. It wasn't. All I see is a friend ball busting another friend. These people always see race in nothing but race. Liz Reptile says, I was someone people asked about how not to get flagged before Donga backed me. Do not say consider committing suicide only in Minecraft. Yes, correct. Only in Minecraft. I formally retract everything and bow to the YouTube gods. Haunter says, have you read the Night Lords trilogy by Aaron Dembski Bowden? ADB is the best writer Black Library has, in my opinion. No, I actually have it. Soul Hunter, Blood Reaver, and Void Stalker. It's right there. It's actually in the frame right next to Gaunt's Ghost. Go figure. I have not read them yet. I read Night Haunter, I think. I'll give them a read. I really want to. Hughes Hack says, wow, Nick, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you. C. Collins says, every time I'm forced to hang out with an SJW, I'm constantly reminded that I'm a low-class citizen in the eyes of the white majority. Isn't that nice? Alexia Hollis says, this is such a sad situation to see the true nature of these people. Keep informing the community. Horatius Coakley says, ever read the Iron Warriors omnibus? Yes, in particular Storm of Iron used to be a favorite of mine. Also Nightbringer. Oh, Nightbringer by Graham McNeil is a great read. Yes, that's in the Ultramarines omnibus that I mentioned before. Reek says, this is your boss, Rick Nikita. I find your behavior subpar. Oh no, I hate to disappoint. King KDI says, Ave Dominus Nox Talos. Aqua Sacrifice says, I'm Polish too. Polish people unite, rise up. Plasma Howl says, holy water couldn't wash out residual soy in the collective brain matter of Kick Vic. Hopefully Nick's fiery speech used to forge the same line of cogs behind Ben Mythic Shapiro's laser eyes did some. Hughes Hack says, Jesse Pridemore looks like the worst version of Narcissa Wright. At least Narcissa Wright had something to show in history of speedrunning. I can't even see positivity within her. Daytalk says, how has your channel grown since Kick Vic? Astronomically. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Queen Nida says, Vulcan and Salamander, best blackface space marines. I love Vulcan. He's such a boss. Ampathos guy says, whoa, chill out, man. A quote from a DBZ parody. By the way, this is my last super chat till Friday, but I'll still keep watching your stuff. Thank you. And certainly don't ever give me money when you need it. Team Tank says, don't let those schmucks pierce your shield. Same goes for the rest of us. William Vanilla says, the idea that I need to be handled with kids' gloves because I'm a minority is pretty belittling. I'm an individual. SJWs annoy the heck out of me. Same, brother. Same. Ariat Small Soul says, hey, Nick, getting a kick out of you laying down the facts and tidbits of law. Your passion for the facts and pointing out how too far it has gone is incredible. Take care of yourself and good night. Thank you. Good night to you. 93 TJ says, what are your thoughts about Vic predicting this entire situation 2 years ago prior in a video? I mean, I think it's unfortunate. Mythos Irving says, I was a diehard fan of Funimation. Not anymore. Fooch them. It will take a lot of good faith decisions for them to get out of the negative 9,000 debt they have with me. Joey Jojo says, Latino viewer here. Viva la anime titties. D. Ogie says, I was never a fan of Funimation. I was a subscriber, a customer that gave them money. Joanny Baloney. Joni Baloney says, is Nick a member of the tribe? No. Woodman Gaming says, I think I bumped into you a few times, more than likely. Just a fan that someone local actively stands for justice. Well, good, man. If you ever bump into me, shake your hand. I won't dox. Shake my hand. I won't dox you. Dragon Wizard Kazuya says, keep up the good work, bro. Hessian says, beware of Liz Reptile's second booty hole. Rip suds. Oni Burn says, dang, Nick, get some sleep. We need rackets recharged. Don't worry, I'll get plenty of sleep. Finn Frog says, good night, good fight. Those pulled Twitter sociopaths should get help. Kyle says, keep fighting the good fight. Entertainment, education, and great times. You are the man. Peace out and destroy the soy. Thank you. Let's read the last. We'll make this the end. We'll go to the last 2 pages of Pretty Ugly Little Liars. I hear it heats up. He made some jokes that rubbed me the wrong way, like rude jokes about Todd. Here we go. Oh, here, this will be good. I've been wondering about something for a while and was hoping the more law-savvy people on here could help. So I looked up and found that Funimation's headquarters stateside is located in Flower Mound, Texas. Given that Texas is an at-will state, doesn't that negate any grounds for wrongful termination? Yes. Yes, it does. What are the chances his contract would negate at-will employment? Well, I mean, if he has a specific contract, then it definitely negates at-will employment. But to my understanding, he's an at-will employee. I doubt that he could argue this firing was a result of union activity or discrimination. Discrimination against predators, maybe. Oh, that's slick. If Funimation asked him to perform any illegal activity and this was direct retribution for his refusal, he'd probably have spoken up by now. Can anyone provide some insight on this? Oh, I can't wait for Kalen Saucedo to comment. F. Big super chat. Thank you so much. Says, love the show, Nick. Fight the good fight. I appreciate it. Woodman Gaming says, will do, dude. Cheers. I'll be sure to tweet how racist the handshaking experience is and how I was sexually traumatized. Buddy, I'll kiss you on the cheek if you want, but only with your consent. I'm no lawyer. Well, I bet that's true. Though I used to live in Texas and was at the end of being released from my jobs a couple times due to circumstances totally out of my control. Including my entire department getting laid off. pretty much all you can be wrongfully terminated for is if you can prove that you were terminated based on your religion, gender, sexuality, or something similar. Color, national origin. Otherwise, you can be terminated for just about anything else. If HR thinks you're a liability for any reason, and actually I don't think sexuality is protected class in Texas, they can pretty much fire you for whatever reason. This is true. I'm almost positive Vic was not a direct employee of Funimation, but rather under contract for some roles. I mean, similarly speaking in Hollywood terms, Will Smith is not a Disney employee because he's playing the genie in the new Aladdin movie. I mean, he might actually be Disney's employee. That's not how we determine. Guys, you don't just get to call someone a contractor and say they're a contractor. The employee test is actually multifaceted, and it is a test based on the amount of control and authority that an employer has over an employee or a contractor to determine whether they're an employee. And Will Smith likely qualifies as an employee. I bet there's a bunch of stuff he can't say. I bet Will Smith cannot come out and say, yeah, the Aladdin movie is trash, for example. And I bet Will Smith has to show up when Disney tells him to show up to do shoots. Disney just has him under contract. That's the same for voice actors. There was a time back when voice actors, especially in Texas, also doubled as production employees, especially in the days of ADV, but that's significantly less common now, and as far as I'm aware, Vic did not hold that kind of position at Funimation. This would mean that they're all talking about the wrong thing. No one has mentioned wrongful termination of Vic Mignogna. Not a single person. His only options are to prove they fired him for discriminatory reasons, like you said, which will probably not fly, or prove that the allegations are false and that his accusers maliciously conspired to defame him, which will probably also not fly because he agrees sexual encounters happen. He just feels a difference of opinion with the victims. No, even if he was found innocent of everything, they still could fire him. It's not about the termination. How do you miss this? That explains Vic, but what grounds does Todd have? He was never terminated. Oh, is Todd going after these guys? No. Oh my. I think Lionel Hutz is trying to grab clicks with a lot of big promises, and I think McNugget and Peppercorn have bought their own hype. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Todd raping her was part of the backstory to Vic assaulting her because he referenced it when he assaulted her. Oh. Hold on, I gotta find the legal stuff. Whoa, I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. Thank you. LMAO, I just need you to know my hashtag sweet little cupcakes donation was a Mars Girl original tweet joke. Is a joke still funny if you explain it? Yes. I'm sorry. That was a very funny joke. I don't know. I'm bad at creating hashtags. Hashtag kick Vic. Right. I got it. Thank you. It is still funny. Let's see. What do we got? Here's the transcript. Oh, they have it capitalized. I can't wait. Who do I have to pay for this transcript? Here's part of a transcript from Rekieta's live stream last night. One of the followers posted it. I've also seen teen girls referring to him as their king, as in we stan our king slang. So effing creepy. Oh, go off, Kang. He sounds unhinged if this is accurate. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I can't read it all. I can't read it. This is the rant. It was like 7 minutes long. Their leader, infamously known as Nick Rekieta, continued to laugh his lawfully butt off, proclaiming to his over 9,000 audience that he had indeed utterly roasted the soy boy referred to as Ron Toye and his idiotic, overdramatic mistress, Monica Rial. Oh, there we go. Sanpan. Hashtag I stand with Vic. I owe you so much. Thank you for this. I will find that transcript. I will frame it. That is great. Utterly unhinged. What most people are missing, including Mr. Ha 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 lawyer, is that they probably have evidence and more details that they will be using in court. Probably do, don't they? Everybody seems to think that they have this evidence. I can't wait to see it. Not everything needs to be on Twitter to be legit, and also not like they're going to believe it anyways. Oh, I can't wait for the evidence to be tested in the court of public opinion. I can't wait for it. Also, I'm not sure why Ron not being married to Monica matters. Big team of lawyers there. He thinks Ron is going to cough up evidence that Monica plotted a long game against Vic. I think Ron is going to have to answer those questions or be held in contempt of court because he doesn't have spousal privilege. So, I mean, maybe he's willing to be a cuck and be with Monica rather than be without her. Are you willing to pay contempt of court sanctions for it, Ron? You willing to potentially go to jail for it, Ron? It's an insane conspiracy. Hello? You can hear it. You can hear it. In every one of their lines, you can hear, right? Right? Isn't it? I mean, isn't it? I hope so. It's an insane conspiracy, right? Lol? Isn't it? I hope. However, this is the same group that thinks Ron works for Funimation. No, I've been telling people the whole time that tweet was likely a complete joke. But, there you go. Like, wow. Not even a LinkedIn search to confirm. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Jamie Markey tried to represent that to people and lied about it. I really hope openly lying about people's ties to a company doesn't hurt her credibility in any sort of way. I would hope that wouldn't happen. Holy goodness, I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. Says, buy Vic an ice cream when you see him, Nick. I will actually do that. Thank you, sir. Wow. Large donations. I will get, of course, to the other super chats in just a minute as soon as we finish this page, and then we'll close out the stream. But man, those are some big ones. His fixation on Ron and that wonderful image he paints. He's really thinking hard about someone effing Ron. Me thinks it might be him. I would love to have the honor of bending Ron over in court or in deposition. Sadly, no. That is saved for the Amazons or Thai. His rant is a copy pasta if I've ever seen one. Yeah! Make that rant a copy pasta. I love this idea. You could not honor me more than turning that rant into a copy pasta. Oh my goodness. That's the funniest thing that could come out of that entire thing. Also, unironically using the word cuck multiple times in the same incomprehensible, maddening string of words is not cringy at all, guys. No, what's not actually cringy is saying you're okay with being a cuck. Remember, that's not the cringy thing. Me taking him at his word, that's cringy. This is what the Vic stands give their money to. I know it's hard not to discuss this without using loaded, perhaps emotional language, but you think someone who is a lawyer wouldn't be derailing like this. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, maybe a lawyer wouldn't be derailing like this. Maybe I'm in your head. Damn, Rekieta, whatever. I know you're not Vic's attorney, but Ron and Monica are effing eloquent sounding in their tweets and responses thus far compared to you. Yeah, Ron doesn't look mad at all. Monica's not losing her mind. Marky either. They're all doing great. And our side is the bloodthirsty ones who are out for revenge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Never mind, these people know where Ron works and are threatening him. Totally not insane of them to do so. No one threatened Ron. I think it's silly that Ron, who has a public registration for his employment, would act the way he does. But, that's him. God, if and when this goes to court, it's going to be such a poop show. I agree on all counts. How do tweets like this help Rekieta's reputation as a lawyer and a professional? Rolls eyes. Aaron Carnell is right. This makes him look completely unhinged and bat poop crazy. Yeah. I mean, who would want to hire me after this? Who would want to hire me? Who would want to hire me after raising $100,000 for someone I've never met in my life? Who would want to hire me? Who would want to hire me for getting a social media narrative in front of hundreds of thousands of people? Who would want to do that? Oh gosh, he looks so unhinged. Terrible. He's crazy. Reading that rant felt like reading propaganda. Between his use of shock jock internet slang and his utter fixation on Monica's fiance, I honestly cannot believe this man believes he's conducting himself in a professional manner. And no matter if he likes it or not, he is a part of Vic's team. You can't put me on Vic's team. I have no privity of contract with Vic. I have no relationship with Vic in any professional capacity. Vic can't tell me what to do. And I can't give him legal advice. Sorry, there is no denying it. He may not be the official legal counsel, but he has spearheaded the crowdfunding initiative, very publicly hosted streams where one of the listed legal team and several Twitter loyalists are sending him any scrap of information they can find so he can pass it on. He may not be in the legal team, but he's certainly part of the team. I'm on Team Vic, y'all. I feel that you're right. He is absolutely transfixed with Ron to a point of unhealthiness, at least in that verbal rant. I have no doubt he's doing all this as a display of dominance, power, and ego. You got me. You got me. It's my alpha. It's my alpha dominating the beta with all these eyeballs on him. He clearly cannot resist to throw all that clout on top of the unidentified, on top of one of the identified public figures who's been active in the Twitter discussions. It really does show a very painful portrait of a man who, at least right now, does not have much going in his life when there is no controversy to keep his name relevant. And yes, it's very unhinged, if not absolutely consumed by this drama. I am consumed by it. I am consumed by it. Wow, this thread is so retarded. Nick is doing a fantastic job roasting the poop out of you. In before brigading, I've been here longer than all of you. -4. -4. Ah, yes, the age-old. Of course, I would support Me Too victims with the most solemn condolences. I do, in my professional capacity, deal with Me Too victims. I help women get away from abusive men. I help children get away from abusive men and women. I help men get away from abusive women. What do? Complain on a forum? But only if you don't try to ruin a man's life, because then you're just a terrible person. Then you deserve to burn the flames of hell. Yeah, I think so. I couldn't read past the second Ron soy, whatever the F that is supposed to mean. I can't believe this guy's a lawyer. Even if Vic isn't his client, he was really running his mouth. I'm in the camp that believes that irrational language doesn't always mean the person is wrong, but this is really something. I'd honestly like to believe this is a troll. I'd hardly call it a roast. That would require actual burns. Oof. Oof. Lionel Hutz must have a non-existent caseload with the amount of live streams and Twitter trolling he does. Almost like he has no clients. Oh, you got me. You got me. I really hope there's a nice archive of images of him hurling abuse toward the accusers for when Vic loses his case. Do that victory lap. Do that victory lap. Well, that's disheartening to read. It almost reads like a joke. Almost. I still don't get why they think Vic's out of a career, though. He still does albums, so he can be a singer. Viz and Sentai haven't publicly announced cutting ties with him, so it's safe to assume he can still work for them. Bang Zoom is still keeping him in the JoJo Club dub, and Fantasy Soft has offered him a job with them, so he can still voice act. And he's produced other people's albums before, yeah? So he can still make decent money without his work at Funimation. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how long you let him keep that. All right, guys, let me burn through these final chats, and then we'll wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Okay. Gengyo says, while typically I am with you in regards to not going after people's jobs, I'm 100% down for Vic going after the jobs of those who went after his. Oh, I'm all for Vic going after their jobs in the legal process. I am not for a brigade of people going after their jobs on petitions and stuff like that. That's not what I'm for. I am 100% for Vic going for the throat. Entity Steel says, great streams, Nick. Keep it up. You've hit a real zeitgeist goldmine here, and I'm happy for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Meximan and Cheese says, Shane did so much for your channel, more than he could imagine. You should send him a new chair as a thank you, as a bonus. It would piss him off. I'd have to have his address, and I don't. DLJ Screwjob says, there's no way Jamie has counsel with how she's arguing with her fans in her blackface lawyer tweets. Also, what's the difference between lawyer and attorney? There isn't one. There's no difference in the U.S. Woodman Gaming says, I could smell the sharts in Shane's chair. Pokemon Training Cam says, anyone else thinks Ron Toye gets pegged in bed? Oh, gross. Joel Woodley says, trigger warning, plaintiff's apostrophe. No! Don't do that. And Vic says, that was $2, now $4. Well spent, thank you. Emmy says, we stan a drunken lawyer king. Neon Goblin says, Vic and Todd are my heroes. I gave to the GoFundMe, but I still feel like I should do more. Thanks for the vid. Sorry, I can't give more. Thank you. No, thank you so much. You just sharing and talking about it is more than anyone could ask. Genova says, so do these turds realize that waiting till court to reveal this evidence to win would be a huge waste of time and legal fees? No, they don't realize anything. They're terrible at this. Matt Field says, I'm a locomotive engineer. Can I do the derailing? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Thorn Tizzle says, I swear these morons. Imagine all lawyers are sober stoics and powdered wigs. Clearly they haven't met any. Yeah. I didn't drink before law school. The Anime Blaze says, I honestly hope Vic gets some jobs with Viz Media. TLJ Screwjob says, have you or could you do a Law for Dummies series like super basic terms so people like me can follow along better and not have to use Google Foo like the Soye boys? Also, can I use honestly assess your position here in my debate lexicon? Yes, you can. I've actually started to do videos about defamation. I have a 5-part series so far. It needs a couple more videos. The views on it are abysmally low, but it is. I mean, it's very thorough Law for Dummies. It is very thorough, so you can check that out. I do want to do more. Right now, I am hitting this situation hard because it's so prominent and it's crucial to be talking about this at the early stages. There will come a lull in this case very, very soon, and that will be back to some more business as usual. Ishalizen says, can you tell your manager to go to bed so I can call your office while you're sleeping and claim you wouldn't answer me? Smiley face. I will. They will do that. They will do that. Matt Schrodinger, to our glorious chapter master, Nick Rekieta, thank you. Moist John says, they keep saying the Twitter discussion in those threads like it's some official tribunal. That's how they see Twitter. That's how they see Twitter. Cerno says, at least they aren't hiring Kevin Landau. Rolana1 says, would this case be attracting any state interest? Not 100% sure what you mean by that. But do you mean like interest of the government? Not really. Not really. Mundane Mads Boulder says, I feel like I got more laughs with the Boulder than with the ghost beard. Hope that changed your mood after those racists in Jesse's post. Peace, fam. It did. It did very much. Thank you. I'm Justin Y and I post pointless trash. Another big one. Wow, thank you. Towards Shane's new chair. Maybe we can get him back for that top tier entertainment. That would be good. That would be good. Mega Vigoroth with a huge chat as well. Thank you so much. Have a little extra just for having to deal with so much stupid tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that more than you guys know. Woodman Gaming says, yo, 2 locomotive engineers, hashtag railroaded. Blaine20 says, now I want Popeyes thanks to you. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's whoever sent the first chat. Thank you guys for the wonderful stream. I hope it was entertaining and enlightening and educative. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, don't miss the Amazons. It's going to be a huge show. Let's see if we can break 10,000 viewers for it. They are prepped and ready to go. This is not a public firm, like a public firm. This is the first time they're doing stuff like this. And it's what I mean by doing stuff like this. I mean being public about their practice. They're typically very quiet, reserved, and devastating. But they're out there being very public. So come show them support. Learn about the team that is defending Vic. learn about the team that will probably have something to do with Haberkorn, and let's make it something to remember. Thank you all. Finally, Hate Speaker Sargon says, what's the Prince Adventures thing? The 2014 one? I don't know what the 2014 one. The Prince Adventures Indiegogo is a new project. I think it's based on an existing property, and they are employing Vic Mignogna, Todd Haberkorn, and Wendy something. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. But Vic and Todd mainly, and that's why I brought it up on the stream. Check it out on Indiegogo. Thank you all for watching. I will, of course, still be covering your boy Zach, Jeremy Hambley, all of those other cases. They're just in lull periods right now. But that will happen to this case too. We will keep trucking on. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.